All right, hello friends, and welcome to the four,
The four.
the two of us only. What is
Okay.
this? What a Bawa scam has happened, guys? Cannot even begin to tell you. But anyway, we are here. We have lots to talk about. But before we get into it, first of all, friends, smash a like if you are here. And as promised, I did tell you that we are getting a special guest and a guest who has never been on 442 before. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the 442, can we please have of how many years of Sony live and potentially was it also 10 sports fame? I don't know. But please welcome the one, the only Mr. Arpit Sharma.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well done,
Oh no,
well
ये
done.
क्या
What
कर
an
दिया मैंने?
introduction. What an
Hi,
introduction.
Arpit, and forgive us for the lack of studio
No,
that we
no,
have.
it's brilliant.
And
And thanks for
classic.
bringing me down to earth right at the beginning. Like, it feels good to be amongst all you guys. Go on.
Yes, but yes, of course, for all the OGs who have been watching the Champions League on television on Tata Sky in the studio itself, and of course, but also on the on OTT. No, yeah, I remember seeing you guys were hosting on
रुको मैं
OTT
थोड़ा
also.
खुद का इंट्रोडक्शन दे देता हूँ कि
Please,
Yes,
okay,
ऐसा
please.
please,
बुरा याद
Arpit,
नहीं आ
yes,
रहा है.
yes, yes,
Thank you.
sorry,
मतलब
sorry.
हाँ मतलब ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है कि कुछ बोल ही देता हूँ मैं ताकि कुछ गलत ना आ जाए. I've hosted sports. I've hosted football, obviously, which I'm very blessed to have done in the past. Champions League, like a lot of people might know. I've hosted
Yes.
FA Cup, La Liga, Serie A as well. FIFA World Cup, वो भी बोल देता भाई. Euros भी किया है, पिछले साल ही किया था. And I've been lucky
Yes.
enough to host other sports also. Olympics, Asian Games, tennis as well. तो हाँ, अब थोड़ा लग रहा है कि तुम्हारा कोई गेस्ट है. अब तुम बोलो, चलो.
Yes.
हाँ.
देखो, in
हाँ,
fairness, ये वाला introduction मैं Fabrizio Romano को भी decided. Are you aware of this?
No,
I
no,
think.
I'm not aware, but I have worked with Mark Seagraves, who lives in Goa.
Oh,
We've
he
tried
also
to
lives
do
in Goa.
Yeah, he's in Goa. He's in Porvorim only.
अच्छा.
And we've done podcasts and we've tried to get him in online. And I know there are a few issues with internet and electricity. Go on.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know how to fix lag today. It's perfectly, all metrics are showing excellent connection.
One second.
Amazing,
1 second.
amazing.
I didn't ask good questions. This is a live this thing, is it?
It is live, yes.
तो लिंक विंक कुछ भेजो ना, मैं भी भेजता हूँ लोगों को
हाँ,
कि देख
you,
ही
अरे,
ले.
you will also be commenting lag only in the chat. at
मैं
this
नहीं
rate.
देख रहा, कोई और देखेगा वो कमेंट करेंगे. हाँ
I'm
भाई.
telling you in the Zoom chat.
अरे okay. यार, been a while since I've used this, but okay, I figured it out. I got it. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go on. What happened? You tell me about your Goa story.
Guys, I can't fix lag. I don't know. It'll resolve itself. This is just internet YouTube problems. I can't do anything about it. So last week, Goa Electricity Department was like, all these telecom people illegally they are putting their wires. And they cut the internet cables of 3 lakh people in Goa, including their own office. So do you
Okay.
see the commitment that they have to the cause, where police, hospitals, and government was all without internet for 2 days because they're
Wow.
like, we need to make a point.
This is, yeah, at least they didn't discriminate.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't discriminate,
No
but
discrimination.
but no. In either way, it's so usually traditionally we start the show by talking about one not football sport, slightly popular one called cricket. Unfortunately, we have to talk about it. What did you think about the cricket yesterday?
And little maybe unnecessarily nervy towards the end for me, but then I think now when India plays, there is a certain amount of confidence that even though there are some nerves, वो resolve हो ही जाएंगे. One off match ऐसा होता है जब नहीं होता है, but yeah, yesterday towards the end I maybe had like 10% थोड़ा सा nerves,
little was
nerves.
happening.
But then I don't know, most of me was very confident that we'll get over the line fairly comfortably, and eventually that's what happened. Finally.
Dude, that shot that Virat Kohli got out on, it was so disappointing. I just
So I
80
know I was having this discussion with someone where someone was saying, "Na, why did he do this?" And he should have. And I said, for so many years, anyway, people have been criticizing him and telling him, ऐसा करना चाहिए था, वैसा करना चाहिए था. अब वो सेंचुरी भी मार लिया, मैच भी जिता दिया, फिर भी अभी हम बोल रहे भाई क्यों तो ऐसा खेला, ऐसा खेला. Let him do his thing, man. He's done it. I mean, so long he's endured that high criticism, and he's come out of it like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one, and the second one was the Hardik Pandya one, where you have 6 runs. Why? Just do the one, tuku, like.
Yeah.
उसको नहीं होता
But
नहीं
that I
होता
was
उसको.
really, I mean, I really admired the fact that we were, because that classic, that tuk single is what we've just, so many times we've been in this situation and just tried to play dumb shots and get out, which obviously Kohli did towards the end, but he did it late enough that it wasn't an issue.
He did his job, man. He did his
Yeah.
job. So
But yeah, it was just like, whoa, relentless, just like poke the ball, single, poke the ball, 1, 2 is very nice. Most I have ever enjoyed watching a batsman taking singles for 1 hour.
it's also, I mean, because we were just talking about playing sports as well before we started this.
Yeah.
And Azim, तुम अभी बोल रहे थे ना फुटबॉल खेले तुम
हाँ,
and
I have
थोड़ा सा
observation also about
थोड़ा
that.
थक गए.
Yeah,
The thing
काफी.
is, when you sit outside and you look at it, you have a lot of points of views and a lot of कि हाँ ऐसा होता तो कैसा होता. When you're playing it, oftentimes you yourself will not do the things that you sitting outside will say कि करना चाहिए था.
Arey, I will
It's-
not see the ball as it goes past me. I will just.
So, वो,
Gonna happen.
you know how it is. You know, when you're in that situation, you think differently. When you're outside and you're evaluating, sitting in front of a TV, it's
Yeah.
completely different, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But so I had a realization today, which is that as a 36-year-old playing football now, this is the worst stage. Like I am waiting to become 45. Because see, right now, I want to graduate to uncle. Because now I am still expected to run around, chase, have work rate, all of that. But once you reach a certain age and once you have a certain look about you, the everybody else stops expecting. They're like, "ये uncle को आगे forward खिलाओ, ये goal मारेगा, tap in मारेगा." This is what I want to become.
I will disagree with that massively, by the way.
Why?
Massively disagree because I play with a lot of guys around that age. And I can tell you from the experience of playing with these guys that the 40, 45, 35-year-olds are running way more than the 25, 30-year-olds.
No, 25, 30 नहीं भाग रहे. 35 is where we are expected to run. They're like कि
हाँ, तुम 45 पे भी भागोगे, unfortunately.
नहीं,
क्योंकि
मैं
I had-
45 पे I want to change my name in my group. There is one Carl. I will change my name to Carl and play like Carl. No running, just like one Ronaldo
tap in.
one Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. बाकी 10 लोग
नहीं,
बाकी
this
10
I
लोग
will-
फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं, एक
Don't
आदमी
say
गोल मार रहा है.
Ronaldo won't run and all that, bro. कैसा है? ये इस पे तो मैं शुरू हो जाऊंगा.
Thank you,
हाँ,
Arpit.
Oh God, have you never watched any
Plus
episodes of this show?
4 Arpit.
I mean, I know the general perception that a lot of people have, but that I mean, and I also know that he's past prime age of football that a lot of people have, and nobody runs as much. We've seen massive. Let's talk about the likes of Neymar, Hazard, and all, man, who went on such
of
big
course.
money transfers and didn't run even 10% of what he did. But yeah, it irks me a little bit because of the whole Eric Ten Hag, Ronaldo saga.
Yeah.
Where a lot of Manchester United fans flipped as if, oh my God, the coach is the voice and no player is bigger
Oh
than
no,
the
Arpit,
club.
I have to remove you from this call, unfortunately, because this fight has been
Nice
going on
talking to you
between
guys,
Kautuk and
lovely.
me.
Let's do
Arpit,
this
आप
again.
आगे बढ़ो, हम तुम्हारे साथ हैं. आप बोलो, आप मत सुनो इसका, आप सही बोल रहे हो.
We must do this again sometime. Chalo, bye. Maybe in the next 15 years. Okay.
But
Go on. थोड़ा सा तो point of view है यार. चलो.
Enjoyed.
yeah,
Enjoyed.
as in chat, people are saying now there are 2 Kautuks.
But Arpit, tell us one thing, okay?
Yeah.
Manchester United fan, where do you stand on Amorim as it stands?
Ooh.
Okay, so whether it was Amorim or whether it was any coach for that matter, I would say give him time. With Amorim also, I'm okay. I want to give him time. I think everybody knows that he didn't want to come middle of the season. He wanted to come once the season was over, but it was kind of said that agar abhi nahi to kabhi nahi. So he decided, and he made that choice. And you see it from him, right? His interviews, you can hear where he's saying, I've aged 10 years already and all, because I don't think anyone who's outside, even guys like us, we think we know what's wrong with the club and but once you're inside, maybe it's magnified 10 times. So I was very happy with some of the decisions he made as soon as he came. I love Rashford. I've had the chance to interview him, but it was really painful to watch Rashford play for Manchester United at times. Antony as well, like he was not having the best of time at Manchester United. I know somewhere we're going to talk about him and the aura and how La Liga is actually using Antony now as their
Poster
mascot.
boy, come
Yeah,
on, Kautuk, where will you hide? Stop, come back in the frame,
listen,
Kautuk.
डिजर्वेडली भाई काम कर रहा है तो क्रेडिट देने का, नहीं कर रहा है तो कितना क्रिटिसाइज किया.
Yeah.
But just one thing I'll say, I like Amarim. Okay, I like Amarim. I'm ready to give him as a United fan 2 seasons, even with these performances and with these losses, because this man has come into a team which was dreadful. People are forgetting that they were already dreadful. Eric Ten Hag's last few games were absolutely wretched. Okay, he's come in. His best players suddenly have either stopped performing completely or have gotten injured. Okay, so he cannot rely on them. Even Casemiro from maybe a year ago was way better than Casemiro of today. Unfortunately, and we will also realize this as we age, that 30 से 35 में जो ऐसा डिक्लाइन होता है वो 36 से 37 में ज्यादा डिक्लाइन हो जाता है. So I'm ready to give Amarim 2 seasons more. Obviously,
So you
fans
want us
turn.
to see League One, you're saying?
No. Yeah, how many transfers has this guy got? How many first team players has this guy got? You see the bench Manchester United has.
No, I agree. But so my argument over here, which we've been having, so we have a Telegram group of Forward 2, which is called a Royal Money group, where
You send
huge
pictures in
debates.
it.
We do send pictures in it, which do not. I send
Subscriptions.
I send nude pictures of Eric Ten Hag to everybody. So we've been having huge debates about Amorim. So it's foolish to say Amorim out because you'll sack him and do what? But I am not Amorim in also. So the thing is, I am Amor. Amor. I am very on the fence. I'll tell you why.
But I'll tell you. Sorry, one sec. Before you say that, and I will accept your point of view, I'll just say this, because a lot of United fans themselves have been saying, "Oh, look at Rashford. Rashford is playing so well. He's on to Aston Villa, and suddenly he's back to his brilliant best." I don't think that's true.
No, he's not.
Because if you watch the match yesterday, Aston Villa played yesterday, and he was unfortunately again the Manchester United Rashford that we saw for many games. Now, एक दो मैच में ठीक है, आ जाता है, हो जाता है, कर लेते हैं. And Aston Villa as a team is better than United. Like, let's just accept it right now. I think out of 17 teams are better than Manchester United right now, unfortunately. So for me, I would still say Amorim in. Go on.
So my point is that we've seen coaches come to teams with far inferior, like even with this, like way inferior players. Like you take a David Moyes only, for instance. Even that basic new manager bounce where you get to see some, one trailer of what it's about. I think we got maybe like half a game against Liverpool. We got to see what Amorim is about, and we've seen nothing past that. So for me, my logic has always been that unfortunately I'm not a person who has blind faith in anything. So if I don't see things in front of me, I find it very difficult to believe in them. Which is why with every passing result, I don't know. I feel that every week that he gets to coach them, they start playing worse. So that's what I've been seeing. And it belies belief. Like, why should they play worse if they've had a week of training? It feels like, so which is why my theory was that he wants them to forget all of football and start from zero, and then he'll start coaching them. I think that's the only thing where we will completely go to zero and start from scratch.
There are. So I've had the pleasure of being around people who have actually been managers and coaches of teams, right? And it's not as black and white as we think it is. It's not. And when it comes to the likes of Manchester United especially, it is far away from white, black, grey, yellow, red. There are a million things that go into this, right? And unfortunately, player egos at a club like Manchester United is definitely something to contend with. And you know what you say, कि कोई भी और आता है with worse players, new manager bounce होता है. You're right. Because probably the best example I'll give is till 2 years ago, if you look at the names of Liverpool's midfield right now, okay, how many people were chanting those 3 names of Liverpool's midfield 2 years ago, right? Yeah. They came to Liverpool, still no one gave them a chance. Of course, Liverpool fans are like, "Arey, aa gaye, mast hai," and all that. Baki log were like, "Kaun hai ye bhai? Kaun hai? Matlab, kya karega Soboslai? Like, kahan se leke aaye uska?" Most people were talking like that, right? Those players may not come with as massive egos as many players who come to Manchester United on big name transfers and all, or big money as well. Liverpool is talking about not giving Salah a contract, Van Dijk a contract and all, क्योंकि पैसा बहुत खर्च होएगा. हम लोगों ने तो ऐसा पैसा दे के लो भाई, आ जाओ, ले लो सब पैसे ले. कितना एंटोनी को पैसा चाहिए? 100 मिलियन दे दो भाई, क्या है? So they come with a lot of baggage as well. Now, to tell those players, to do small things, and I'm not saying this is true, but I'm saying this is an aspect that a lot of people don't understand. To tell those players to do something as a coach, like Amarim at his Lisbon team, would have had an easier thing to deal with players
100%,
than he probably has at Manchester United. So I do feel that aspect, and I feel like him, and I feel he's doing it in a better way. Like I was not the biggest fan of Erik ten Hag. I wasn't from beginning to end. I feel like he's doing it in a bigger way where he's saying, no, this is what we need to do. Like even his statements that are coming, right? He said, what did he say? Manchester United wants to win the Premier League. He knows we are not going to win the Premier League, but he's saying Manchester United wants to win the Premier League. The fix is not to win 3 matches in a row.
Yeah.
The fix is not aisa. The fix is stabilize your foundation and then build something on top of it.
In fact, I feel like the 2 trophies that Ten Hag did win, like I felt like if you hadn't won them, but you had improved the squad and the playing side, it would have been a better thing in the long run.
So this debate exists. This debate will exist forever. There will be fans who will say, I would rather see 2 trophies. There will be fans who will say, I'd rather see better football and lesser trophies. This debate will exist forever.
But what I liken it to is like that the dying embers of the Arsene Wenger era, when the team wasn't really in the PM contention, but consistently winning one FA Cup every 2 years, every 1 year, winning one small whatever else cup, right? And what ended up happening was that the team was getting hollowed out in the process.
Yeah.
And supporters kept going like, at least we are winning this.
Yeah, at least.
So I feel like you need to have like you have to suffer a little bit for that long-term success. I feel like,
and it has to be. And the thing is, that's where if you look back at Liverpool, as all of us unfortunately have, right? एक टाइम पे हम हंसते थे उन पे कि अरे क्या टीम है तुम्हारी and ये and वो
and when Jay Spearing was running the midfield.
हाँ मतलब क्या ही टीम थी यार उनकी. वो फिर भी बोलते थे we'll be back next year and all. वो अलग बात है.
अरे but my point is, even with Jay Spearing, they never went down to 14th,
अरे because I'm telling you, if you tell Jay Spearing to run and Marcus Rashford to run, Marcus Rashford will be like, bro, I'm a stud in England. I'm England international. तू क्या मुझे बोल रहा है? तू तो 35 साल का मैनेजर है, पोर्चुगल से है. मुझे क्या समझा रहा है कि इंग्लैंड में कैसे खेलते हैं?
That video where he was jogging and the guy just walked.
They passed around him, man.
That Fera that he did, it was too funny.
But this Højlund was doing also in the FA Cup game. Even he stopped running. Yeah, it's crazy. Like Højlund also watching him, like the fact that one Chido Obi came on and whatever, chalo, obviously later in the game was more stretched. There was going to be more chances for the striker. But just the fact that Chido Obi got more touches than him in like those 30 minutes that he played. And just there was no hustle from, I don't know, I think Højlund also seems very disillusioned. Like I think every time Garnacho gets the ball, only Højlund is something in his brain goes.
What position do you play? Azim, when you play football?
I am now fullback.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
Fullback?
Yeah.
मतलब goal के पीछे?
My career is following a very Antonio Valencia progression.
Got it. Right wing.
The winger to
right
fullback,
midfielder,
then
right
trying to play as tucked in defensive midfielder also beach mein. So it's just that.
Got it. The Dirk Kuyts and the Valencias of the world.
Yeah. Dirk Kuyt used to do it. Huh?
Yeah, he was in. I love Dirk Kuyt. But I'll tell you this, okay? I've played in Højlund's position. I played striker, okay? And I played tournaments here in Bandra only. And I played last week I played 2 games. Huh?
Recent tournaments?
Yeah, I mean, tournaments which been a year, but I played football last week, 2 days, Monday, Thursday, everything is hurting. And I play striker, okay? And like as luck would have it, I also had a device attached to my boots last week, which counts all your attributes and all that.
Oh, nice.
Hey, tell the name of device that counts attributes.
I'll have to ask this guy.
Chotu.
I think he has assistant. So no, I don't know. I didn't ask him. I mean, I'm one of those guys who gutliyan nahi gunta hai, aam kha leta hai aur bolta hai bahut acha tha. So he put it on and, he gave me my stats and I expected really bad stats because I've not been very regular, but they were better than I thought. He said, you made 21 sprints in the whole game. Okay. Now, out of 21 sprints, how many times did I get the ball? Okay.
Correct.
I may have gotten it twice.
Correct.
When this happens repeatedly, week in, week out, week in, and if you're playing with the same guys, हमारे क्या है अलग-अलग बंदे तो हमें होप होता है शायद ये पास करेगा.
Correct.
Right. But अगर वही बंदे के साथ मैं खेल रहा हूँ week in, week out, और मुझे पता है, इनफैक्ट एक ही मैच में, अभी पिछले थर्सडे जो मैं खेला, I know this guy, he's very good at football. He does all these step overs and all, नहीं समझता है, उसको भी नहीं समझता बॉल कहाँ जाती है.
Correct.
What happens? You run with him the whole length of the pitch, you never get the ball.
Hey, you played with Vinny or what? Well done.
There's a Vinny in every team, bro. So the point is, after 10 runs, right, when he gets the ball, I don't want to run. And even if I run half-heartedly, कि भाई नहीं आने वाली मेरे पास. And I'm not saying Højlund is doing this or he's justified, but I don't think our strikers, and again, this is something I've fought with almost, I don't think our strikers are the biggest problem right now at Manchester United. They're not.
Then
Højlund,
which is biggest issue?
Goalkeeper is our biggest issue.
Oh.
For me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he is an issue for sure. Like how he saves the ball. I think every save he makes feels like fluke. I don't understand how it happens.
David De Gea fan always. Okay. I felt most of our players have been very wrongly villainized over the years. David De Gea was possibly the biggest. He has kept us from going below 10th rank in a lot of seasons. Oh, single-handedly.
Actually, this is true. Like De Gea is probably the difference between the 6th, 7th we used to get and like 10th, 12th. Yep.
And no one can convince me otherwise. He made errors. He definitely made errors. You got in Onana, and there's a massive article on Opta, which I read last year, which compared Onana to David De Gea in terms of, okay, you got a ball-playing keeper. So has it offset the saves that David De Gea made with the ball playing that Onana has done?
Hardly.
And there was no difference
Yeah.
in terms of the ball playing. There was no difference. So for what reason we got Onana, that reason is not working for us.
It's very weird though, because like Ten Hag didn't use him as a ball player. Amorim doesn't use him as a ball player. So then why that's one of those that like you have a player who can use his feet, like, and he happily at Inter would come till half line and do fucking 360-degree turns and all. So why are you not using him proper? Because he just goes long all the time.
Because Inter was also probably a better defense than we had. Our defense is the next problem. So my problems are back to front only. My front is the least of my problems. तुम हॉयलैंड को का यूरोपा में वो गोल था ना, लेफ्ट टच और राइट टच से मारा, लाइक इन नो टाइम रिएक्शन टाइम. बॉल तो दो उसको. वो एक मैच में तुम डार्विन न्यूनेस को कितना चांस दे रहे हो लिवरपूल में, राइट? My point is, if Højlund plays in Liverpool or if Højlund plays in Manchester City, he scores way more than what he's scoring right now. Yeah. He scores way more. But if Onana goes to Liverpool or if Onana goes to Manchester City, they concede more. If Harry Maguire partners in our defense with De Ligt or Lindelof or whoever, City concede more and Liverpool concede more. That's where they are better teams, all way better teams than us. Yes, Haaland is a beast, wo alag baat hai. But my problems are back to front. You find a keeper who saves something that should be saved. ठीक है यार, goal जाते हैं. Give credit to strikers and other team also.
As Saurabh in chat says, Onana in a 1-to-1 is like Doctor Strange. He seals all possible universes in which the ball is kicked and somehow always chooses the wrong one.
The one like Doctor Strange only in one. उसी में चले जाता है. No man, I mean, I hate criticizing players. I don't like to be that kind of fan. But David De Gea to Andre Onana for me was not an upgrade. Yeah. Our defense has been a massive problem for the longest time. When Lisandro Martinez came, I thought, okay, great. Now it looks like something. I have massive respect for Harry Maguire because when I don't criticize publicly, privately amongst my friends, yes, I used to criticize Harry Maguire a lot. I have respect for him because he's done his bit. He's worked hard.
Yeah.
He's still not good enough for me as a Manchester United centre-back. He's still not good enough. He still looks a little lost. He still looks very leggy, weirdly. You feel like if the attacker is even 3 yards behind him and the ball goes, there's a chance that Harry Maguire is going to get past. Yeah. So my problems are there. I want to see Ugarte get much better, but I don't have full trust in him yet. Like,
yeah, he's a player who's like, he looks very deceptive. Like, he doesn't look as strong as he is. He doesn't look like his passing is as good as he is. He doesn't look like he's capable of that volley finish that he
but
did
he
2
also,
games
I feel,
ago.
tries too much at times. Like,
Yeah.
like he'll try to get past 3 players and all. And
Yeah.
I feel like at this moment, nobody in United has that confidence to do anything. They should literally, how you say, na, ki, which is the stupidest thing to say in professional sport, get back to the basics.
Basics.
Yeah.
तो पहले सीधा पास पहले कर लो,
Yeah.
बाद में इसके बाद देख लेना.
Yeah.
So I feel like back to front is our major problems. I liked the looks of Dorgu, which is literally the only signing that Amorim kept. I like the looks. That mishap between Andre Onana and Dorgu, again, it's not something that Amorim is going and saying कि भाई सुन ball जाएगा ना तू cut कर लेना Onana को goal चले जाएगा. This is players on the pitch who are doing this, which is again communication or something like that. There is no manager who is telling these players to screw up like that.
Do you think the trouble is
just give cats food and come 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Then I have question for Arpit. The trouble is this, na? Like, I feel like managers also like, it's a little bit of an illusion of like, if the players trust you, they play better for you. You know,
Obviously,
so when these results go poorly, right? So this sort of the first period that a manager comes in, you have the maximum blank slate, right?
Yeah.
But if already the trust is eroded, then your odds of succeeding like drop significantly, I'd assume.
And unfortunately, Manchester United sort of earned that reputation too soon, like Chelsea, right? कि कुछ भी होएगा तो manager जाएगा.
Yeah.
So for a lot of players, that is your buffer zone. कि ठीक है यार, I might screw up, but I'm not going to go. The manager is going to get. How many players are getting fired? No one's getting fired.
Players think like think in that way that much? Do you think that happens? Like, meaning you having spoken to ex-players, etc. This is the thing that they think of.
I think yes, because so I had this question which I asked a few of these footballers and I messaged them, and it was about Luke Shaw, right? And I said, isn't a footballer like in any of our work fields, right?
Yeah.
There's always some minimum work clause that you do.
Yeah.
Right. So I said, isn't there a clause in the contract that says कि भाई minimum तेरे को इतने game तो खेलने पड़ेंगे to get the salary that you're getting?
Correct.
Right. And all these guys have been professional players, so they take the players' side first, and they said, no, there's actually like a union that safeguards the players' interests. Also, because player career is short, there's only a certain time.
Injuries are unpredictable, etc.
Yeah, so there's only a certain time you're earning it, your money. So I'm pretty sure the players know that they are safe in a way. Like, can you imagine the number of matches that so many United players have missed for Manchester United and still being at the club? And if you just turn it around and say 5% of that games a manager lost, he would be out of a job.
Yeah. But I have a better this thing. So rather than having these work clauses of minimum work, ये वो
नहीं आएगा, but
हाँ, but then best thing is कि जो आपने जूते में डाला था पिछले हफ्ते, just measure all the metrics. If the player is not running enough, not giving enough, straight salary दो ही मत.
All of them have metrics measured in every game, by the way.
Of course.
All of them have all metrics measured. But like I said, that it's not dependent on that. It will never be dependent on that. Because a lot of things go into it. Like I said, that a coach's career will be much longer probably than a player's. So players are safeguarded for good reason also.
They should measure the coach also. How much did you shout?
Just put his heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
Just how much hair you lost in job. Ten Hag says same.
I really feel Amorim is losing some, man. I really feel.
Oh yeah, fully.
and I feel so bad for him because I don't know if it's marketing or not. Do you follow that account on Twitter that makes these spoof videos of every Manchester United game?
No. I mean, there seem to be like 50 of them, but yeah.
No, this guy is genius. Am I allowed to say it? I don't know.
Please.
So there's this, and I'm pretty sure if the United fans watching, they've watched this. There's this guy on Twitter called Alternative MUFC.
Okay.
And I'm surprised.
I think I may have heard of this. Yeah.
So he does like commentary on all matches ka highlights, and he has nicknames for every player and nicknames for every manager. So Harry Maguire, according to him, is Microwave Barry. I don't know if you heard it. So a lot of United fans on social media have started calling players by the nicknames that this guy has created for them.
Yes.
And when he made Amarim ka entry onto this, like in the highlights, when Amarim comes, he plays Your Beautiful ka starting tune. So every time Amarim is in play, he's like, tung, 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 tung. So he's impressed by Amarim, and he's like such a good-looking coach, and he always compares him to Eric Ten Hag. Look, what a good-looking coach we got.
Kautuk, are you running this account?
No, and he's definitely English. He's definitely English, the guy.
Arpit, just to tell you how much I have done anti-Ten Hag agenda on this stream. At some point, a fan met me and he said, "I curse you that one day this picture will come true."
Wait, 1 second. Is that photoshopped or what is that?
AI.
Oh man, yeah, shit. Old school, like forget how good AI is getting.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, it's gonna happen, Kautuk. You wait.
So Eric Ten Hag said he's not taking a job till June, right?
Yeah,
said
that's
he
when
June
Ancelotti will be sacked.
And you think Eric Ten Hag will go to Real? Bhai.
Arey, Kautuk has been cursed, Baba. You see, just for Kautuk he'll go.
But Kautuk has been cursed, na? Real Madrid have not
Exactly,
been cursed.
यार वो टीम को तो बख्श दो.
Real Madrid को क्यों curse कर रहे हो तुम भाई?
I just want to see him just telling Mbappe what to do.
By the way, Mbappe was, I don't know if you watched the match yesterday, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. So I was of this opinion that Real Madrid didn't need Mbappe when they obviously went and got him.
Absolutely.
Because they had Vinicius on the left, and what I felt was they need felt like they needed like a Haaland. Ki bhai tu ja aur goal maar
It feels like you have been on this stream for 2 years because that's all we've talked about.
Shit, man, Arpit, it's so refreshing to have the correct opinions on this channel.
Oh my
If
God.
I speak, I'll be in trouble.
I need Baba back. Also, guys, please smash likes. So we have 1,000 people watching, only 200 likes. Please smash it. Yes.
I'm curious
They
to
don't
know.
like what I'm saying.
No. I'm curious to know what you're going to say because I think I have the same thought. But please go ahead.
No, but Mbappe was not good at all yesterday, man. Like
what I felt was like they have only one plan for Mbappe, which is spam the ball over a high line and make sure that he sprints. Yeah, and then he just looks up like that and fucking.
Yeah, but that doesn't. So I was noticing as soon as they kicked off, right? Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, they kicked off, and Atletico Madrid just compressed and went straight at the D, right?
Yeah, finished.
And so this theory that we'll pop the ball, वो तो चलेगा ही नहीं इनके साथ.
चलेगा ही नहीं.
वो तो है ही नहीं. वो 4 बंदे गोलकीपर के साथ खड़े हैं.
Exactly. So what was happening consistently is they get the ball into the last third, and then they just don't have any ideas. You can't put a cross in because there's not a single guy who can head.
Yeah.
Like it's just, and then you have Rodrigo trying to take on 7 people. That's our game plan.
But then when you have Brahim Diaz taking on the 7 and then putting it into the corner, then that also works.
That was
so good.
Individual talent तो आ ही जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं से. Rodrigo का भी पहला goal, the first pass, Valverde का pass and all, like individual talent, they are pro backs. My point is they didn't need an Mbappe.
They didn't.
Oh yeah,
didn't. And imagine getting him the season after you have won a Champions League
with Joselu.
With a Joselu, right? So
who actually made them win.
Yeah, and if you just replaced a Joselu with a younger Joselu, you would still have a great, well-balanced team.
So you know, as a United fan, obviously we have nothing to watch, right? अभी Europa भी.
अरे F1 चालू हो रहा है 10 दिन में. Come on. That's what I'm living for now.
Now you're like, okay, the other clubs that I can watch and enjoy. So obviously not Liverpool, not Arsenal, not Chelsea. Real Madrid, for some reason, I feel most United fans are okay with watching Real Madrid because I think Barcelona ने हमको काफी तकलीफ दी है. तो
I have processed my trauma and just to spite Kautuk, I support Barcelona now. I bought jersey and all also.
Sorry, Azim, I'll have to take you out of this video now. No, but I have massive trauma. Barcelona ka massive trauma.
Same. I processed all of it and I realized that none of the trauma is playing or managing Barcelona anymore. So now I can move on.
Really? मेरे को तो color देख के.
So you remember
क्या था यार इधर United, there used to be a United restaurant bar.
Yeah,
What was it called?
Lower Parel. The
Lower Parel
United.
में. What is it called?
Unfortunately, Arpit, we have had the displeasure, and Kautuk has had the pleasure of hosting a United versus Liverpool 7-0 screening live there. And
Arpit, I have seen
it became social
नहीं,
afterwards.
but एक सेकंड, ये तो अभी हुआ है 7-0.
हाँ,
it's
yeah,
social.
so that
So the
same
same
place
area.
is
ऐसा
social
मत बोलो
now.
यार, मैं सोच रहा हूँ तब तो लिवरपूल हमसे नीचे था, वो कब 7 गोल मारा हमारे खिलाफ,
But
मारा
Arpit,
भी होगा पता नहीं.
you should have seen it, dude. I saw 130 people suddenly lose the will to live together. in
I
one
came
day.
wearing United jersey. I have worn shirt on top and left Palladium Mall.
Bro, I watched the Champions League final against Barcelona.
Oh, that I have watched at Tian in Juhu.
तो मैं वो यूनाइटेड कैफे में था उस दिन.
Oh no.
और मेरे साथ मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड लिवरपूल का फैन who was obviously supporting Barcelona, वो था. And then we got that one glimmer of hope. Rooney, na? I think that one goal he scored, and suddenly all United fans are, अब तो हम जीत के दिखाएंगे, अब देखो हम क्या करते हैं. And फिर वही हुआ कि भाई शर्ट पहन लो चुपचाप और निकल जाओ यहाँ से.
Hey, I should ask you this, yeah. So have you been on the broadcasting team of a United match where it's gone badly?
Yeah.
Yeah, no?
Of course, yeah. So I have been lucky.
How do you suppress the emotion?
Wait, I will actually use that in as a super chat which had come, which was asking one of these questions. Priyansh Sinha said, met Arpit at the 10K in Bangalore. Great person, glad you're here. Question is, how do you leave bias outside presenting for such big platforms?
Perfect.
Okay. So, first, it's my job, right? I'm here to do a job. I'm not here as a fan. I'm lucky that I'm a football fan who's doing this job, but my job is to be a sports anchor. My job is to run this discussion. A lot of people at times forget that the anchor's job is not to give an opinion. His job is only to ask a question. And if something has gone right, then the question is, what made it go right? Right? If something has gone wrong, it's what went wrong, what could be better. That's what an anchor's job is. So one, I'm getting paid for this. This is my job. So I have to do it to the best of my abilities. So for me, on that note, the bias is gone. I'm a United fan. Yes, everybody knows I'm a United fan. They joke about it. My experts will say something. Oh, United fan, how are you feeling? But I'm there as a sports anchor. I'm not there as a fan. The second thing, what I've understood is that you have to see things objectively, right? When you're analyzing a game.
Yeah.
And as a fan also, if United have sucked, right? The end game is for United to get better. The end game is not for me to defend United as a fan. If they've played bad, they've played bad.
Yes. You
don't go in saying, hey, kuch bol mata mere player ke khilaf. You can't be that. So again, that takes the bias out because you have to be objective about what has happened on the match, even if you're a fan. So I call it out like that. That it's my job.
Mera to I would be the opposite. In fact, I would not be defending the players. I would be shouting at the players. Kya? Vayat, get out. So that would be a different thing.
Why do you think Eric Ten Hag is not a good manager? Like, you can't lead with questions like that. You have to lead with what do you think about
this is what
Eric Ten
Kautuk would do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But this is what, actually, so one of the nicest conversations, I think one of my favorite episodes of Forward 2 was the one where we had John Dykes on it.
I'm a massive John Dykes fan. Huh?
So all of us. So and I think it was so cool. Which was one of the realizations for us on the stream was none of us know what club John Dykes supports.
Yeah.
And it was very cool. You should watch that episode back. In fact,
nice. When John Dykes was going to come onto our channel, because he did a show with Sony over the last 2 years, which has now stopped. When we were introducing him, I was actually hosting the Australian Open. So we were promoting the John Dykes show on the Australian Open.
Yeah.
And he came on and we were obviously doing it online. And one of the questions that I was told to ask him was, which club do you support?
Yeah.
And therein lies the brilliance of the man, right? Because again, he said, it's not my job at that point. And he didn't tell us at the end of the day. And then he took some team's name, which हमने शायद सुना भी नहीं होगा.
Yeah, same. He did this with us also. Even I can't remember what the team's name was.
Because अब तुम इंग्लैंड में जाके बोलोगे मैं नालासोपारा को सपोर्ट करता हूँ, तो उनको याद नहीं रहेगा ना कि तुमने नालासोपारा बोला था. वो ऐसा नेम ले लेगा जो तुम्हें क्या ही याद रखोगे. He won't take the 20 names that are playing in the Premier League. He'll take one club, Wrexham, जो शायद आ जाएगा 3 साल बाद, क्या पता.
Yeah.
But that is the brilliance of the man. And so I used to watch John Dykes when he was hosting the Premier League.
Yeah.
Not knowing that one day I would be lucky enough to host myself, but I would look at this man and be like, he's so class, man.
Yeah.
He's so class.
Very articulate.
Everything he does, oh man, so good. And I had a chance to make a promo with him where we told him, will you just say a word in Hindi? And he's so amazing. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Hey, also tell us, of all the football legends that you have interviewed and interacted with, who have been your like top three, like even from like a fanboy perspective, that hey, I'm talking to this person. Like, who's been the people you've been lucky
And
to?
also, if you can name who the craziest pundits that you've had in the studio.
Yeah.
That'll be very easy. So
I think I know. Yeah.
So my top fanboy in terms of one, definitely Sunil Chhetri. Like, definitely. Because, I was like, oh shit, Sunil Chhetri. I'm going to meet Sunil Chhetri. And then he just turns out to be one of the most amazing people I've met in my life.
Lives up to the hype, no, of meeting him.
He goes beyond the hype. He is a phenomenal person. Like, till date, I find it weird. Like, I boast about this. It's a little bit of a flex that I have his phone number on my WhatsApp. I don't trouble him. Like, once in a while, I'll send him a message, some congratulatory message or something I would have seen on social media and this and that. Because I'm like, yaar, zyada bhi mat karna, pareshan hoge to block kar dega seedha wo. But he is such an amazing human being. And because that was one of my first work gigs, the FIFA World Cup 2018. And I was doing the Hindi studios with Sunil and Gurpreet Bhai. And I was just so impressed because I was not very fit back then in 2018. And just hanging around with Sunil Chhetri for a month made me want to be a fitter person and a better person.
So this is so we have a friend of ours, or another comedian, Liverpool fan, Abhijit Ganguly. This is, so he had done this thing where I think he decided to go off sugar for 1 month. And he was just coming to the end of it. And he said, chalo, finally, my last day without sugar, this, that. And randomly, Sunil Chhetri was following him. And then he messaged him saying, no, bro, don't stop now. You have to do 1 more month.
Man.
And then Ganguly did it. He did 1 more month of it.
That's, so I'll tell you this one small thing before and let me know if I'm talking a lot, okay?
No, please.
Be like Arpit. So
no, we are used to having a guy in this window who says nothing the entire stream. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when I did the FIFA World Cup, right, my eating habits were very bad. They were very, very bad. Okay, to give you an idea, because रात का studio होता था, Russia में matches थे, मैं triple Szechuan dinner में खाता था.
You and I are the same guy. Like,
yeah, I think so.
Same. 2018, I was also same guy. And we were working on a World Cup show at EIC also same time. So I remember this.
So triple Szechuan dinner, ठीक है? उसके बाद रात को वापस भूख लगेगी.
Crispy noodle on top. Oh yes.
तो कैपुचिनो के साथ क्या खाने का? थोड़ा सा पैनकेक या वॉफल मंगाने का, थोड़ा डिजर्ट भी होना चाहिए, right? So this was me. And I used to share the dressing room with Gurpreet Bhai and Sunil Bhai, who would order the same thing every day. The same thing being Caesar salad without dressing. Okay. I had never eaten a salad. मेरे को समझता नहीं था concept salad का. तो मैं होता था मेरा Belgian waffle ऐसा और ये लोग होते थे Caesar salad.
Yes.
तो मैं देख के सोचता था यार ये कैसे जीते इस पे मतलब. And then I would feel bad because I'd be like you said ना, sugar, staying off sugar. I'm like, these guys are not taking sugar at all. मैं यहाँ सामने ऐसे डोनट पेल रहा हूँ, ये पेल रहा हूँ. तो I used to be like, मैं बाहर जाके खाऊंगा, आपके सामने नहीं खाऊंगा. And Sunil Chhetri said something very interesting. He's like, no, you sit here. You sit right in front of us and eat this. Because मेरे को देखना है. मैं नहीं खाऊंगा, but मेरे को देखना है. मैं ऐसा करता हूँ. जब मुझे लालच आ रहा होता है ना, मैं किसी को लेके जाता हूँ और उसको खिला देता हूँ. खुद नहीं खाता मैं. तो तू इधर ही बैठ के खा. Now that had a dual effect. Whether it worked for him, I don't know. But it made me feel so guilty that I said, as long as I'm working with you guys, I will also eat a Caesar salad. Okay. So I started ordering a Caesar salad along with them. Theirs was a fancy. Mine was a little less fancy. It was one of my first gigs. I swear, just doing that, no workouts in that time because timings are off, mujhe sona and all that. Just changing that dinner and not having waffle and donut and ice cream and all after that. I lost 3-4 kilos just like this in the duration that I spent in the company of these two men. So I have very high regards for Sunil Chhetri and Gurpreet Bhai. Gurpreet Bhai, obviously, I didn't know him as much as a footballer before I met him. Sunil Bhai, everybody knew. So Sunil Bhai is my top there. My second after that has to be fanboy moment, Alessandro Del Piero. Because when they told, he didn't come in person, but like I had a chance to interview him on screen. And when they told me it was going to be Alessandro Del Piero, and I had done a lot of work with Sony by then, I remember my hands were ice cold and they were sweating at the same time. So I was holding that board, ready to introduce Alessandro Del Piero, but my hands were shaking like this. And I was like, shit, I'm going to talk to Alessandro Del Piero, man. I'm going to talk to Al. And it went off pretty well. It looks like, oh, what a professional anchor and all that. But I know inside, yahan or yahan, aise, that was going on, man. That was
What
pretty
was he
amazing.
like? Like, do you guys get to hang out before, after? Or
No. So we did it online with Alessandro Del Piero. So I didn't get to hang out with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I was gone, man. Like before that, I was completely all over the place. I'm going to talk to Alessandro Del Piero. Because when we were watching football, he was one of the biggest names.
Yeah.
When we were watching, मतलब जब छोटे थे हम थोड़े से, one of the biggest names like Alessandro. उसका नाम भी, you know, he's got one of those commentator names that you sing out the
fun
whole
to
name.
say, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you don't say like Chota, you say Alessandro Del Piero, and
yeah.
I was like, shit, I'm gonna talk to this guy. So that was definitely one. Who else now? If I'm supposed to think of one more person, so you want a football person only, right?
No, anyone.
Or actually, anyone.
No. I'll try and stick with football. I might just have to go. I think I'll go with Baichung Bhutia only then, because again, when I was growing up, if you wanted to, he was the name. Before Sunil Chhetri, Baichung Bhutia was the name. Right. And again, when I met Baichung Bhai, like you always wonder, you know, how these guys are. Like,
yeah.
थोड़े अजीब तो नहीं होंगे because they've been kings of football and all, right?
Yeah.
And again, just such a nice person, very competitive, by the way, very competitive.
Why do you say that?
So we were in a bio bubble, okay, in 2021. So we were put up in a hotel and we used to stay amongst.
So it's for the Euros.
For the Euros in 2021. And we used to play our own games and also someone had a football and you know how you play that one tip kick across a chair. तो ऐसा कुछ तो कर लिया था and I think मैंने ऐसे कुछ टच कर लिया था जो उनको लग के ऐसा चला गया था. तो पहले तो मैंने सॉरी बोला कि अरे सर सॉरी बट ये अरे इतना नहीं सोचते, इट्स ऑल गुड, डोंट वरी अबाउट दिस. हाँ ठीक है, awesome. Bro, but the next 30 seconds were the most aggressive I saw Baichung Bhutia ever, okay? Because he was like, up to point leke rahenge. And I was just thinking, man.
यही attitude तो missing है United से.
United से तो बहुत कुछ missing है. But I was like, okay, you know, you see that little hint of why these guys went so far in their career. Instinct, no? It's just there and it doesn't go. They are all so competitive. अगर तुमने कहीं से भी competition छेड़ दिया ना, including like maybe running on the treadmill or what, you know, weight you're curling and all that, कहीं से छेड़ दिया तुमने, अगर competition छेड़ा, वैसे नहीं, वो फिर मैदान में आ जाता है. So I think I'll go with Baichung Bhutia, safe.
And like, do you feel like when like there's an intelligence that's also there in these top players, right? Like even when they're analyzing the game, etc., like you can tell कि इनका perspective थोड़ा अलग है, right?
So this is again. So I'm Arpit Baba. I have a lot of my own theories, okay, which one day I will put in a book and people will not buy. But
Dude,
I have this.
You're literally me.
He has the book also, which he markets every episode and nobody buys.
So he doesn't need a book, bro. We are thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
So I have a theory about all these people who have done well in their careers and have had a long career. Okay. And this will include the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Lewis Hamilton, Sania Mirza, all of these people, right? Who've done well and had a long career.
Yeah.
That these guys could have picked any career in the world and they would have been amazing and they would have made good money out of it. Sachin Tendulkar, even if he had, and you know, I don't want to sound offensive or anything, but even if he had picked the job of, I don't know what, painting or something, anything, he would have been one of the best at what he did.
Yeah, the great technique. Just apply like a nice cover drive.
Yeah, just like that. But you know, when they say that their brain is just a different level. So whatever they do, whether they're analyzing the game, playing the game, or doing anything in their life, they're, and which is what a lot of fans, I feel, don't understand and don't respect. You know, they think that these are the same people with better skills.
Hmm.
And I feel that
Oh
is
yeah, it's
not true.
mostly, it's 90% is mindset mentality only.
These guys are a different beast over here. जो हम क्यों लगता है कि नहीं, थोड़ा हमें थोड़ा स्किल होता ना, हम भी कर लेते, ऐसा नहीं है. Which is why, you know, when the likes of Ronaldo are questioned, I feel very weird, because I'm like, you probably do not even understand the brilliance of this man.
Absolutely.
That
Oh,
guy could have been
100%.
working in a restaurant. You know, he could have been serving people, but he would still be the best at what he did. Their
Like I
brain
feel
is
like
some different level.
with especially with someone like a Ronaldo or whatever, like his workout routine is on the internet, his
Yeah.
It's
diet is on
mad,
the
dude.
internet, his whatever, like all the things he does, his teammates are seeing him do it.
You saw that video where he's with his son and jumping into freezing water.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see that video? I'm like, his son is like huddled as a, he's like, I need to get into an ice bath. He's
Yeah,
mad,
no.
bro.
And my point is that despite all of this being out there, documented, you can see it happen, yet there's only one Ronaldo, right? Like, meaning, and this is not just Ronaldo, I'm thinking like with a lot of these great people, a lot of their knowing what they do and doing it for as long as well, two different things.
Messi, bro. Messi, a lot of people don't attribute how fit that guy is. You know, a lot of people talk about how he's blessed. He is blessed. He's amazing. He's also been playing for donkey years. Modric, dude, came in
Oh
and
my
scored
God.
that banger.
Oh.
He's still running. People don't understand that. Yeah, alag level hai.
Yeah, Modric still looks fast on the ball. Like, I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, yeah.
So these guys are something else. They're completely different beasts. So even if you don't like them, even if you think that, and you know, again, अरे सऊदी लीग में खेल रहा है, वो उधर यूएस में खेल रहा है, ये लीग का लेवल ही नहीं है, तो बाकी लोग क्यों नहीं मार रहे भाई?
Yeah, I feel like one
ठीक
of
है.
the curses of being really great is that you get then held to your own standards.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're
Yeah.
just bang average, you're like, "Ah, ठीक है, चल रहा है." But
And again, I had that thought yesterday when I was watching Real Madrid, right? And Mbappe is compared to Ronaldo and he's compared to all these greats.
yeah,
And I was watching Mbappe and I was remembering Ronaldo from Manchester United, right? When he came to United, he was magic. Like, four defenders would go at him and he would do something. I don't see that in Mbappe. I
Yeah.
don't see it. He's a great player. He's he's definitely one of the best players we have seen in this time.
Yeah.
But no, man, I don't see that comparison to a Messi, a Ronaldinho, in fact, a Zidane.
Yeah.
I don't see
Yeah.
that.
Dude, Ronaldinho, I've never seen another player like that. Like, I have
Class, man.
never seen another
Class.
player like that. Like, it's just there's something about a combination of personality, skill, and just strength that some fucking weird mix.
Cannot hate even in Barca jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Ronaldinho, it's impossible to not like him.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
like, and he went through life doing fucking crazy shit, and he's still likable.
Yeah,
He's still got that goofy gap tooth smile. And
Hey, they're
So-
coming no to what is Celebrity Classico? When are they doing it? Not Celebrity Classico.
6th April.
The Legends Classico.
6th April.
Arre,
I
shit,
was
I'm
just
not
talking
sure.
about my
Where
friends
is
to
it?
get the tickets.
Where is it?
DY Patil.
DY Patil. Yeah, you should
Oh,
go.
Hoje,
I mean,
Hoje.
I'm not.
Chal. Oh, you're not
Chalo.
there?
I'm
Azim?
in Melbourne, no?
Arre, yeah.
बड़ा आदमी.
I will go and watch when they come to tour their match over there. I will watch them also.
No, but yeah, I would love to, because, man, I feel like modern football is such a far cry from what we've grown up on. Such a far cry.
Good question to then ask. Next question to ask you is this: like, do you feel like it's over? Like, there's way too much tactical, like, pressure now, and much less vibes, or like, what do you think is? Is it just nostalgia? What is it?
No. I feel systems are more focused on now than player attributes.
Yeah.
So the system is made, and then you see, अच्छा ये इसमें fit होएगा क्या? Case in point, Jack Grealish, right? Aston Villa pay this total genius
Yeah.
comes to Manchester City, and suddenly you're like, is he the same player? I feel like a Ronaldinho would never have made it in modern football, because people would have said stuff like, "अरे वो पीछे भागता नहीं है," you know. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
genius,
yeah.
genius is gone out of the game. For me, when I watch any Premier League match, and I watch a lot of the Premier League more than other leagues, it's pretty much the same football that all teams are trying to play. Okay. The only difference is थोड़ा सा skill level, थोड़ा सा pace. बस वही फर्क है. There is no magic. There is no Beckham. There is no Ronaldinho. There is no Zidane. There is no character as such.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Everything
think
is.
we grew up in the players area. This is the systems era.
Yep. And football was beautiful. It still is the most beautiful game in the world. But there was a difference when we watched football in that age, which is end 90s to maybe 2010.
Yeah.
It was magic. Even Liverpool winning that Champions League final, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like
ridiculous.
as a United fan, I was like, fucking come on, dude.
Yeah.
Forget the Champions League final. In fact, for me, even the moment of Gerrard scoring the goal in the group stage against, who was it? One of those random Galatasaray or Panathinaikos or one of those. And literally the Andy Gray shouting, "Ah, you beauty! What a hit, son!"
You know something, everything you're saying,
Olympiacos.
everything you're saying, Arpit, like I feel like I felt that magic in that 2022 Real Madrid Champions League run.
Where they
beat everybody
yeah.
in extra time.
And which is why I'll tell you what, a lot of people like Real Madrid because they're a throwback to old school football.
Yeah.
That's what he says. No system. It's just about like we buy superstars and we do make shit happen.
Some of them will come with a little magic where you'll be like, oh my God. Like even Rodrigo yesterday, right? What he does. Cuts in size, ball wobbles, left foot.
The Alvarez finish also was insane.
Yeah, that was a bomb.
Whoa.
I half thought he didn't mean it, but then on the replay, the force that he put on it, I was like, okay, bhai.
Yeah, and I was like, even I was begrudgingly, I went like, that's worthy goal.
And I feel like City should have not let him go. City should have not let him go.
Oh, 100%. No backup they have, no? There's no plan B at all.
I really like, I really like this one thing that Pep said. He's like, I still do exactly what I was doing, but now that I'm not succeeding, you guys read it as, negative.
Not good enough, yeah.
So, for example, he has this policy that if you don't want to stay, I'm not going to make you. तुम्हें first team खेलना है, जो भी करना है, तो sorry यार, I'm not going to change it, so you leave. But now in hindsight, when the team is not doing well,
I mean, if they had kept Cole Palmer and not got Gundogan, I think huge difference to their season.
City's biggest, I mean, and honestly, it's kind of indicated by his Ballon d'Or, right? City's main point is Rodri. वो नहीं होता है, it's a different team. वो होता है, it's a magical team. Wherein, when you're younger, you don't understand, or maybe a lot of young people. When I was younger, I didn't understand the importance of a Busquets.
Busquets, I started appreciating.
A Nicky Butt. We used to never appreciate Nicky Butt. We were like, why Nicky Butt? He doesn't have any flair, doesn't have any, this and that. But without a Nicky Butt, the team doesn't do what it does because he does the work that most of us don't glorify.
Yeah.
So, Rodri आएगा उस टीम में, यही टीम में वो suddenly next level खेलनी शुरू हो जाएगी.
Well, like now you start to appreciate what a Michael Carrick was for a decade at United.
Dude, last night.
रुला दोगे तुम यार. Michael Carrick.
Last night, and in fact, so I'd seen a Madrid match in September. Okay, and they were playing Deportivo Alaves. I'd seen them in the stadium. Okay, so for the first time, I'm seeing all the players at one time. Usually
you're seeing a match.
Yeah. Usually it's broadcast, so it's one half. Yeah. So I'm seeing all the players. So very excited. They had everybody on the pitch. So all the players. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be impressed by like a Mbappe or a Jude or whoever. I came out of the stadium amazed by Fede Valverde.
Valverde is their player.
And even last night, fuck, what a shift at right back.
If you do not appreciate Fede Valverde, you do not know football.
Yeah.
Fede Valverde is what literally keeps that team ticking.
Like there is one thing where skills are very visible to appreciate, but athleticism is another thing, to be able to run up and down the pitch.
Yeah.
It's just wild. It's wild.
It's like he's a South American Park Ji-sung. He has like Park Ji-sung with little criminal record he has.
तुम रुला के रहोगे अब सारे ये players के नाम लेकर ना. It's throwing us back into time and making us reminisce about that's what I was saying. I told you only, no, Azim,
Yeah.
that when David Moyes was there, he got Fellaini, and now
Yeah.
Fellaini is looking like Pele compared to some of our players. Yeah,
Yes.
मतलब
Yeah.
क्या ही time चल रहा है. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna say it out here. This is a thought that has come into my mind that I've not told a lot of people. But I would pay to watch Xerxes race Harry Maguire. I would genuinely pay good money to put them on a track and see how they run against each other. Because I actually posted on Twitter 2 weeks
I
ago.
get the feeling Maguire has a higher top speed.
Because it might take a lot of time to get there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like a
Oh,
Ferrari.
so now we need to know if it's 100 meters, 200
Yeah,
meters,
yeah.
or 400 meters.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
could have
it's like
different
those,
results and all.
It's like those reels where they show you like a hippo running and they go like, "Did you know that the top speed
They
of
can
a
reach a
hippo?"
top speed of.
Yeah.
Because I posted this 2 weeks ago. I said some of the United players look bad at running.
Yeah.
Forget skills.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you, or everyone who's been a United fan, you felt this at some point of time where we've gone from obviously the team that we had to saying about a player, at least wo bhag raha hai bhai.
Yeah.
Our levels have dropped so low
Can I
that if a
tell
player
you?
runs,
Yeah.
we are like, अच्छा खेल रहा है.
Yeah, so like we had so many, like 2 years of Dan James. You're like, but वो भागता है, तो चलो
भागता
देखते
है.
हैं.
I was one of them because I was and I was a massive naysayer of Sancho coming for Dan James. I wanted Dan James to stay because I thought उस टाइम भी मेरे से बहुत लड़ते थे यूनाइटेड फैंस जिनसे मैं बात करता था कि मैं बोलता था हमें सांचो की जरूरत नहीं है, हमारे पास डैन जेम्स है. नहीं सांचो तो ये है, ये करेगा, वो करेगा. डैन जेम्स क्या है, कुछ नहीं है, वन ट्रिक वो नहीं है, ये वो क्या हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ, वो भी गया, ये भी नहीं आया. Anyway, sorry.
We had a thing where we were going to make this a t-shirt as a theme of all United wingers and Chelsea wingers, which was मैं भाग सकता है कुछ करते हैं.
Seriously. At times I was saying that about Antony and Fred also, यार कि यार कुछ नहीं, at least दिख तो रहा है कि वो भाग रहा है.
Fred was just hustle merchant.
Dynamism.
कुछ दिख रहा है. And now we've reached a stage with some players where like, भाई करना कुछ तो कर. Like,
I genuinely think that United have a problem, a fitness problem. I genuinely think that they need to look at that department because I think that you sometimes watch them play like like just one of the lower bottom half.
And we get
it's a
fully
what lower.
bludgeoned.
One second. What
We
lower?
are hello. We are
Sorry.
South-
In your neighborhood teams. And
Southampton. You mean Southampton? Go on.
yeah, I was thinking of Wolves for some reason, but like you can see the difference in athleticism. Like these guys are like putting in like serious shifts, which United are not able to match. Like forget surpass. So I feel like one is that like at Madrid we have this guy called Pintus.
What?
Pintus.
Shut up! No, you're just making up names.
At Madrid.
At Madrid,
Pintus.
Pintus is the
ball boy.
Nahi yaar, he's the fitness coach.
Okay.
I don't know this.
He's a fitness coach. So when they won the Champions League or something like that, there was this they did this behind the scenes footage. So Modric runs after the thing straight to Pintus, and he's like, "Thanks, bro.
Wow.
It's because of you, this 38-year-old is winning shit."
Wait. Wasn't it one of the seasons where Modric only ran back the whole length of the pitch to make a tackle or something? I think this was, I think it was what?
Yeah, I think this was last season. There was this
He ran the whole pitch. Shit, now I'll need to find this.
23, I think it was, or 22.
He ran the whole pitch at the end of the game to make a tackle.
I remember this one.
Yeah.
Dude, by the way, this is something that I think we're going to see more and more of as years go by. You're going to see a lot more 38-year-old players, 40-year-old players. I think we'll see a lot more of that, which I think is going to have a ripple effect of young players not getting time. Like, where are they going to go? Like, what's going to happen? Like, it's a crazy paradigm shift. Like, genuinely, what happens?
This is like cricket, no? Where literally in the lead up to this.
This is like corporate, no? Where Gen Z is not getting work because 40-year-olds are still keeping the jobs.
No, but this is like what Champions Trophy ke promos chal rahe the na, where like, oh, time for the new generation. Usme Surya Kumar Yadav. I'm like, bro, how is he new generation?
Because he's not Rohit. That's
exactly.
He's literally that.
Yeah.
Also, just coming back to one point you made, right, where you've seen managers come to small clubs with lesser players, and at small clubs, right, or respectfully smaller clubs, players are always looking to impress to go to a bigger club.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'll find that, and if
So
I may
they
say
should be
this,
doing that now at United.
No,
but
but
अब आ गया ना, इधर के पैसे
नहीं
कोई नहीं देगा भाई.
नहीं. So there are clubs which are transition clubs and ender clubs.
Yeah.
So Madrid is an ender club.
Yeah, Madrid
United is an ender club. So the minute they get there, they're like, that's it.
It's like Casemiro. Casemiro
Yeah.
got 2 enders. Imagine.
By Casemiro, देखो again, like he did his bit, यार. उसको मत
Yeah.
बेचारे को
No.
कुछ
First
बोलो.
season he did
First
very
season
well.
he was
Amazing.
and-
Nobody doubts.
and think about it, like till now we've not found someone who we'll say is even 50% of actual Casemiro.
Yeah.
जो हम
100%.
बोलेंगे नहीं, you know, even now Casemiro when he plays, he's not got the pace, he can't run, but his brain is still way better than what we are expecting our other midfielders to come.
Penalty taking also superb.
It was very interesting for me to see this experiment because I got to see Casemiro outside of the Cruz and Modric influence, the sphere of influence. And suddenly it so much of Casemiro began to make sense to me. Because at Madrid, his whole job was, देख भाई तू creative आदमी नहीं है.
हाँ.
ठीक है? तू tackle डाल और कोई भी direction में pass कर दे, कोई भी direction. Just don't try
Yeah.
to use brain.
Yeah.
So to see him then have to adapt into a guy who has to not just do tackle, but like in some way be a leader and run a team.
No, also after passing the ball, still think कि वापस
Yeah.
आ सकते हैं और अटैक हो सकता है.
Yeah.
क्रूज को दिया तो मालूम है कि आगे जाएगा.
हाँ.
Yeah.
है ना?
He
अपने
had
player
to
को दिया
pass
को
and just go sideways and be like, हाँ
he's like,
ठीक है.
now my job is done. Here
My
he's
job
like,
is
अरे
done.
दे दिया, मैं मगवायर के साथ जाके खड़ा होता हूँ कि आएगी बॉल वापस हमारे पास.
It's like asking a bouncer to then,
हाँ, to go
also
ahead
run
and-
the right club,
yeah,
like
yeah.
come inside, figure out sales.
But yeah,
Man.
man, like
But guys, we are beating totally around the bush. Kautuk, how do you defend the loss against
I-
Real Betis?
Chelsea
By this
West.
washed Anthony has dominated you. Isco has completely run the show. Dude, I watched that game. I don't watch that much La Liga, I'll be very honest. But Real Madrid were worse to watch than United that day against like Betis gave you all a proper runaround.
that
Like,
bad. I didn't
Dude,
watch that game. I wanted
so,
to.
Yeah. So it was one where I made plans where I was like, listen, this is because I have been big fan and I've always felt Anthony के साथ बहुत बुरा हुआ है life में. And I was like, now all these players, this is Scott McTominay का बड़ा match होता है. I watched Napoli का, Anthony का. I made full plans. I ordered 3-course meal in my hotel. I set up, I connected a tablet to TV and watched in big screen. And I was not disappointed by Betis ने क्या ball खेला है. Unbelievable.
Well, they have. Firstly, I'll have to just say all the analysis comes down to Anthony's aura itself is destroyed.
Yeah,
by
It's aura.
It's just straight aura. I mean, what's like the most insightful analysis?
Yeah.
And I'm sure Arpit, having done so many shows with actual experts, will back me up when I say that that's the correct analysis. Am I right, Arpit?
I mean, yeah, like even before the game, right? I told you, right? La Liga is using Anthony to promote.
Are
La
did you
Liga.
see? Did you see him posing, which was the greatest image of all time, where Real Betis के match में Anthony is posing before the match holding his actual Betty.
No.
Yeah. And like there was a weird shot
The real
of just
Betty.
Anthony holding his real Betty. For like 30 seconds, they're showing him holding his child, and then he goes on and
No.
and then they
I'm
win.
not even sure if that's a joke or that's
No,
actually
it's
real or
actually
it's-
happened. I promise you it happened. I was like, why is nobody talking about the fact that Anthony is holding Real Betis in a match featuring Real Betis?
My second insightful analysis is that any game where Lucas Vasquez is playing and we lose, you can blame it mostly on Lucas
Oh, poor
Vasquez.
chap, yeah.
I'm sorry, Arpit.
Poor
Yes,
chap.
you're right. You're right. Historically,
He was playing right back only. What was he playing?
right back only.
Right back only.
Where else will he play?
You all had some major injury situation for that
Carvajal-
game. No,
Carvajal is gone,
no Valverde also for that game, no?
No Valverde. But I think also keeping Valverde fresh for his
For the Champions League.
stint at, yeah. And dude, like I must say this. Um, the whole Isco situation,
Dude, he
right?
is killing it, man. Oh shit, I said it. No, he's gonna suck now.
No,
It's
but
called Arpad, you should know that there is a curse that I have. Whenever
Curse.
I say that XYZ is killing it, immediately unka form drops off. Guys, I'm so
भाई
sorry.
एक
Isco, I'm
सेकंड
so
बोलना,
sorry.
लिवरपूल is killing it, बोलना एक बार.
he's been a
नहीं,
Liverpool fan all this while.
नहीं, so I also have one other curse. When I start supporting a team, they start losing, and I've been vehemently supporting Liverpool, and they refuse to lose. Come on, Liverpool! You
नहीं
never
नहीं
walk
ये
alone. Come on,
this
guys,
is
let's
this
go.
is this is what people don't understand about manifestation and the secret. This is the big misconception. People think कि ये बोलने से हो जाता है. वो manifesting is not बोलना और सोचना. Manifesting is what comes from here.
I believe in Mo Salah.
No, we all believe because he's that good. But what I'm saying is
I
your
believe
support is not
in
coming
I
from
believe
here.
in Darwin Nunez also.
In terms of
No,
what?
but like the way,
In
the
terms of
way.
one day he might finish also.
But I think what Arpit is talking about is the way that, that Isco was playing too good. That it just came out so spontaneous. Like
वैसे
really.
that's what I'm saying. That came from here. His
Yeah.
Liverpool support is not coming from here. वो
Very
इधर से आ रहा है कि शायद
Kokla.
करूंगा तो हार जाएगा. हाँ.
Correct.
But go on. Sorry, I want to hear the analysis.
That's honestly that feels really nice. But I think the way Isco obviously at the time he left, I thought like it was really time for Isco to leave Madrid. It felt like he had peaked and it was only going to go down from there. And I think he's one of those, I think there are some players who take these kinds of things very personally.
Yeah.
Where they're like, now I will prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And I think like Real Betis is like one team stacked with people who are out to prove people. So, and they played like it. So Isco he's 32, surprisingly, only. Lost a lot of pace, but center of gravity still very low. And unbelievable amounts of vertical passing, unbelievable amounts of running the game. Still has such intelligence, still has such a ability to pick unbelievable passes. Like he's on the byline at one point, and there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. There are 3 white shirts in front of him. It's done. Like he has to just hit it on a white shirt and hope for a corner.
Yeah.
That's where he's at. This guy has the intelligence to look up and scoop the ball over the defense into the path of a Real Betis player. Outstanding. Like it was crazy. The other guy who again scored
Dude,
against
for
us,
me, that guy, I want him at United, dude. That guy, Johnny
Johnny
Cardozo.
Cardozo.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, he was so good, dude. Johnny Cardozo. He's a US international, 23 years old. He has run that midfield, dude, against unbelievably good. He was so good.
Yeah. Tall, also athletic, like has touch, has grit.
Like that touch is like beautiful,
Very
dude. The first touch, very very silky player, very very nice.
Yeah, and Alaba and Rudiger playing in defense after a long time, and both of them have got bandaged feet. Just one. Where, it's like if this was a video game, you're playing with a defense that's at like 50% health.
Yeah.
And you're trying to like win things. And just like, I feel like this, I don't know. So what he's figured out, Ancelotti at this point, is earlier he used to try this like 4-3-3. Now he's done this thing where it's like a 4-4-2 mostly, where Rodrigo plays in right mid. And then you have like Mbappe and Vinny up top. It's figured out most issues, generally speaking, but especially the tracking back. And he's realized that the right back is an issue. So you need one guy who falls back. And by the way, so we have to praise Rodrigo for that. Ancelotti's also realized of these 3, there's only one guy who I can say कि तू पीछे आएगा समझा.
Yeah. Which is Rodrigo. Yeah.
और वो Rodrigo.
He's the Benzema of this one, where you had the Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo.
Yes.
So he's the guy who will sacrifice himself to do the job. Yeah.
So he's made this like 4-4-2 thing, which kind of works more or less, much better now because it frees up space up top also. It's less crowded. But like they blow hot and they blow cold. Like there are some games everything clicks and it's amazing. And some games where you just feel like they get to the final third and then they just keep looking around कि कोई कुछ कर दो यार, individual brilliance अब नहीं हो रहा है हमसे game plan. Like it's that.
But मैं वही देख रहा था अभी. I was looking at the player ratings, right?
Yeah.
And the lowest player rating is Rudiger.
Yeah, we gave away the pen.
Yeah.
Which obviously, like, coming back and all that, he will take his time, rusty and all that.
Yeah.
Matching him is Vinicius.
Yeah.
And the next lowest is Vasquez and then Mbappe. Like, you didn't get Mbappe to get a rating of 6.7
But
in
the
these games.
The trouble is that a guy like Mbappe is only as good as the service he gets.
तो Haaland की तो बड़ी बुराई कर रहे हैं हम.
नहीं, I'm saying service he gets in the sense that he, like, you're right, meaning it's the same problem.
That's what I'm saying. When you get an Mbappe, right, the point is, and that's where I
he
say
should
that
create brilliance. Yeah.
And which is where if you compare him with a Messi or a Ronaldo, and which is where, so one of my favorite now experts from my time and is Mark Seagraves. He's one of my closest friends. We talk almost every day. I've stayed at his house in Goa. He stayed at my house here. And one of his biggest issues is that when we use the word or the term world class for players, right? He says we use it too casually now.
Yeah.
Because a world-class player is supposed to be someone who can take a wretched game and turn it on its head.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's supposed to be a world-class player.
Like Modric, for instance, is that guy who just takes it by the scruff of the neck, one trivela somewhere into the top corner.
And to an extent, Mohamed Salah is one of those players, right? Where nothing is happening, he gets the ball on the right side at the half line.
Assist to karega bhai.
Next thing you know, either he set up the goal or he scored it top corner, you know? And whenever he gets the ball, halchal ho rahi hai.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a threat.
And that's what I'm saying. I was watching Mbappe even yesterday. I didn't watch the Betis game, but I was watching him yesterday also. And I was like, kuch to kar.
Like, you know, I feel like there is one systemic problem, a historic problem with Madrid where which is why they're very good in the Champions League. They have a problem, which is that they only get motivated by their opposition.
Yeah.
So they do this lip service of every opponent is equally important and all that, but they don't care. Like, they just don't care.
तो सिटी के साथ क्या खेले हैं यार?
Exactly.
क्या खेले हैं सिटी के साथ? I was like, no, you cannot. How? This is supposed to be a good team.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Madrid would suffer if drawn against Club Brugge instead of...
We would become complacent. We would have to go 1-0 down.
1-0 down.
Then
draw the first leg and then come back.
Come to the second leg and...
Then here every newspaper in Spain, slag you, drag you through the mud. Then be like, oh shit, sorry.
Oh, in fact, this is why Madrid suffered in this new league stage thing.
Yeah,
where they're like, we're only playing these people once. Yeah. We don't get to lose to them and then go and thrash them in the next game.
Score in the 92nd and 94th minute to make it through.
Yeah.
Dude, so like, for example, Mbappe against Manchester City, that goal where he slots it into the far corner. God, that, like, it really made me go like, okay, this is the guy.
Yeah, I thought that was the game where I was like, okay, chalo, he's got the hat trick now. He's going to like step it up now. This is this moment. But again, back to it.
And I think like the other problem is that with an Mbappe character, he's still like, there's so many times where, just like what happens in your game, Arpit, Vinny has ran down the line. Mbappe has made amazing run.
Yeah.
Vinny's like, no, you know what? I'll try to finish.
Garnacho.
And so many times this is Mbappe. This is it. Like, so we haven't figured out any of this. I also think, by the way, one other thing that is a little bothering me, because I'm a huge fan of this guy otherwise, but this Kamavinga is amazing.
I love Kamavinga. I think it was against Chelsea last season or 2 seasons ago where he came on and he played like he owns the pitch.
Yeah.
Like ऐसे बच्चों की तरह खिला रहा था सबको, ऐसा doing 360s, taking the ball, pushing it here and there.
He's so silky, so good on the ball. Like, he's just like elegant, essentially.
Yeah. But उसका भी तुम्हारा वही problem होता ना. You're playing him left back at times. Playing him, I think your defensive issues also happened. तो कभी-कभी वो पीछे भी खेल रहा था.
Turned him into John O'Shea.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, for example, last night he's played alongside Chouameni in centre mid, and I don't think he had a very good game. Like, he's had like he's losing the ball, he's getting flustered under pressure. These are not Kamavinga traits. So it makes you are we not progressing him correctly by playing him everywhere? Like his versatility is going against him essentially. Like it's just
वो तो चौमिनी भी सेंटर बैक खेला ना तुम्हारा.
for
I think
long
Chouameni,
stretches of the season. And
So
that's
imagine your left back and center back are now playing midfield.
exactly.
समझ नहीं रहा oh shit कैसे खेलना है इधर.
Dude, and Alaba and Rudiger coming back great, but I think that we need to go slow with them and maybe play. Asensio had a great game last night. Raul Asensio, like for academy player coming up, great, amazing. Like we need to see probably more of that.
Robin Singh तो has called him Sergio Ramos already.
हाँ वही attribute.
Sergio Ramos है हमारा.
Like La Masia brings out technical players, we bring out aggressive players. Like that's
ये किसी का shoulder dislocate करेगा बड़ा हो गया.
Yeah. We are roadies and they are split suit. That's what it is.
I'm gonna get some super chats. We had photographer who said LFC winning, and I saw Nottingham Forest loss at Anfield. क्या बात है. Alvish says good to see Arpit after a long time. Alvish is one of our Oil Money members. Another Bawa scam. ये चेल्सी के लिए कुछ हवन करना पड़ेगा. कौतुक थोड़ा कोचिंग एंड विनी भाड़ा पे मिलेगा क्या? कार्लो चाचू को बोलो मरेस्का को सिखाए कुछ. Guys, Chelsea, how many wingers you want at your club? No, you tell me.
How many players? पहले how many
Players
players
छोड़ो,
करो.
wingers.
फिर wingers पे जाएंगे.
Hey, Arpit,
अरे
any
by the
thoughts
kilo
on
they
Chelsea?
buy wingers यार every transfer window.
What? Sorry.
Any thoughts on Chelsea? Because we have a lot of Chelsea folks also who watch the thing. So any thoughts you have on recent Chelsea?
It's kind of weird. I feel like Chelsea has been out of everyone's discussion suddenly.
Yes.
Like everyone's talking about Liverpool winning the title. Everyone's talking about City's debacle, City's fall,
Yes.
Arsenal giri, United of course for whatever. But no one's really talking about Chelsea. कि हो गया यार कितना बात करेंगे Chelsea के बारे में. ना तो वो कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हैं मरेस्का कि हम जीतने वाले हैं and all that. ना ही
वो
कुछ
Chelsea is like stock market. वो था bull run चालू था. Now it is just one strict correction has come. One Sancho has come back to regular levels.
Yeah, and some of the players they buy, like Sancho again. I was like, who is scouting? Like, did you not see him play at United? Did you not see his struggles? Did you not see his whole thing? Unfortunately, he had off the pitch troubles and all also. But why would you go for a player when all of it is not working for you? You're literally saying, अच्छा तुम्हें ये नहीं चाहिए, हमें दे दो, हम ले लेते हैं.
Yeah.
हम afford कर सकते हैं, तो हम ले लेते हैं. So honestly, when you guys started talking about Chelsea also, I was like, saying Chelsea कर क्या रही है? मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं है Chelsea कर क्या रही है.
It takes a second, na? Yeah.
हाँ, I've heard about people talking about Maresca and all that. But as such, I have not kept up with what Chelsea's been doing.
Yeah, they're in a bad run of form. They lost to Villa.
No, they scored those goals against Nkunku scored, no? Suddenly Nkunku started. They had 4 losses. Sorry, 3 losses and then a win. Last game they won, which was against Southampton. They lost to Aston Villa, Brighton, twice to Brighton.
But I mean, in fairness, 1 win away from being in 3rd place. So,
oh shit!
Imagine that.
Dude, also apart from Liverpool, who are runaway.
But just everybody. If you look at the Premier League table, from 3rd downwards, 1 win out of 5, 3 wins out of 5, 2 wins out of 5, 2 wins out of 5, 2 wins out of 5, 3 wins out of 5, 1 win out of 5, 3 wins out of 5, 2 wins out of 5.
0 out of 5 United aa gaya.
United also United form actually in keeping with the rest of league more or less. 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 draw. That's what everybody is doing these days. In fact, the form team after Liverpool right now is Everton only, where they're 5 unbeaten.
Yeah.
So David Moyes.
Yeah. It's come full circle, no? Eventually, we're like, should we have given Moyes only time?
Bro, we should have given every manager time. And I told you this on the chat also, that unfortunately, most United managers have been, unfortunately, screwed is the word. That उनको कुछ बोला गया है कि ये हमारा ये है, ये हमारे प्लेयर्स हैं, और एंड में उनको कुछ और ही दिया गया.
Because
So
every manager's remit was you've been brought in because the last manager was shit. Now you have to get us back into the Champions League. Then once we
yeah,
get into Champions League, we are like, hey, sorry, Glazers को थोड़ा dividends लेने का ये साल तो अभी तेरे को ऐसा एक आधा player और एक academy graduate मिलेगा. So I mean, they keep spending to get into the Champions League. Then they get the sponsorship money and then they just fuck off. It's the same
Yeah.
thing, same pattern. Now, though, how to get into Champions League only I don't understand. Like
how to stay in Premier League first,
first, that is to there,
how to
but
stay in Premier League.
because so my thing with Amorim and the reason why I've been like कि भाई कुछ तो results लाओ is that यार if we don't manage to get चलो European football तो I don't know Sociedad who knows some if he manages to win Europa League it will be one of the greatest footballing achievements ever I feel and I hope he can do it but
I
the
feel
thing
like
is
one
that at
fundamental.
this point, sorry, just to complete this thought, at this point, I'm like, see, most managers have come in, you've been like, chalo, ye manager aayega, these players were not his players. You come in, you spend 300, 400 million, get him new players. You could do that up to Ten Hag. But now, where is the money? Like, how do you buy these players? Is my question. Because, like, okay, chalo, if you have to sell players, in fact, the fuck, like, and this is why I feel Ineos and particularly has dug such a huge grave for themselves in terms of, okay, you got rid of Ten Hag, that cost you some 15, 20 million. You got rid of this Dan Ashworth, cost you 10 million, that entire thing. And if you just add that up, like 20 million, if that was the cost, just PSR wise, that's like 100 million worth of players that you can't buy. So where are you going to get this manager new players from? And particularly now, everybody in the transfer market is going to know that bros, Manchester United is desperate for specialist players in specialist positions. And if you are one of the clubs that has them, you know you are going to hold out for like 1.5x, 2x of their value.
एक सेकंड
Because
ये 6 साल से चल रहा है.
नहीं बट इन नाउ द थिंग वाज कि 6 साल से चल रहा है बट पैसा था फेंकने के लिए अभी पैसा नहीं फेंक सकते ना एट द प्रॉब्लम दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम
If anything, people will understand that United don't have the money. So how will we hold on if they want a player? To be
But
very
then
honest.
all of football can just decide, you know what, fuck these guys, let's not sell everyone, उनको relegate हो जाने दो next season. I mean, that's my fear. Everybody will be like, नहीं बेचते ये लोग को.
ऐसा कोई नहीं सोचेगा. पहली बात, ऐसा हमें ऐसा लगता है मैनेजर मोड खेल रहे हैं हम तो सारी टीम ऐसा सोचेंगी. At the end of the day, football is a business. There will be players available to buy. There will be players looking to, make a transition. There will be players who would want to go to a club like Manchester United. And कुछ भी हो जाए life में, at least for the next 2-3 years, unless United really go down the path that you're saying, United will still be one of the biggest clubs in the world. कुछ भी हो जाए.
I mean, I don't see it right now because like
it
if
is.
you no, but
It still
even
is.
if you
Commercially,
look
right?
at
Commercially you're talking
commercially, I'm
Name
saying,
wise
but,
and not
correct.
play wise.
No, correctly. So now, if for instance, like the Wayne Rooney quote was there last week, which was very true, which what he said, like, listen, if I was a player coming from overseas, I would not be interested only in this Manchester United project because whatever project you sell me, I see what happens to players when they come here over the last decade. So why it like the allure and the magic of Manchester United is just slowly dissipating, and the one thing and the one crumb you would hold on to was like कि चलो there is some semblance of some थोड़ा प्लेयर खराब है वो थोड़ा सा अच्छा ढंग का फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं थोड़ा इधर उधर it looks like there's something but it doesn't look like there's anything so for me that is a huge problem.
So I feel judge that till middle of next season. Till middle of next season. Give Amorim, he might not get the players he wants. You said it right.
Arpit, don't you think like one huge problem that I see, which is just very strange, very, very strange for me to sort of like look at, which is that when the Ineos project came in, they said that, you know what, this club has been running one way, and that one way has been कि we're going to back the manager जो भी बोले हम लोग कर देंगे, ठीक है, cool, no problem. So we've done that. Now Ineos came in with David 1% Brailsford and all of these guys, and they said, you know what, this club needs top-down approach. We got sporting director decides, and then no longer manager, now head coach. So when Amorim comes in also, he's not announced as manager, he's announced as head coach. But you have fired your sporting director in the interim.
Which was one of the weirdest stories of the
It's
season.
so weird, no?
Very weird, yeah.
And you have then reverted from top-down approach to back to head. Now, instead of manager, head coach will decide.
Yeah.
So
What is
for
the-
me, like I'm like, ki, where is the scouting department in all of this? Like, if we're
There
saying
is,
we're
yeah.
going to unearth these hidden gems, at this point we thought we were getting the guys, the guy who did the Newcastle project, the guy who did who was involved in Brighton, all of that. We're like, कि, okay, these people are supposed to be unearthing these ऐसे 15 million का player निकाल रहे हैं कहीं से, where even
One
like
Adingra.
one Adingra, one Alexis McAllister, you're getting these players one step before the big clubs get
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And that is what eventually we have to be. Like, listen, we can't be the team that buys the finished article. We have to buy the
अब तो
player.
नहीं होगा.
Yeah, we have to buy the player 2 years
And
before
finish
he's
them.
the finished article. Yeah, and we are finishing the players only, which is in a very different sense what we are doing. Like, you arrive with potential and then within 6 months you're
Khatam.
finished.
Unless you
Literally.
go on a loan to Real Betis, then
Yes.
there's some chance.
Yeah, so like right now वही हो रहा है ना कि every player is coming here.
Yeah,
It sort of
they-
what was happening with Chelsea for a while, where they were just
But-
stockpiling these players and then sending them out on loan. But
See, unfortunately, that aspect of it is a separate aspect, and nobody really knows what's going on. Like all the stories that you hear coming out of Manchester United now are negative stories. All. वो backroom staff का सुनो, वो food का सुनो,
yeah,
Budget
meals
in
का सुनो.
so which is I'm
cafeteria.
like that's why I'm like कि bro ये लोग के पास खाने का पैसा नहीं है तो player कहाँ से
Chua
आएगा?
and dressing room.
हाँ, वो तो अलग है. वो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, वो अलग है. वो अभी कोई भी नहीं कंट्रोल है. वो तो तुम्हारे पास कार्लो एंचेलोटी भी होता तो तुम क्या कर लेते कि वो अगर सीन है.
Correct.
My point is वो सब ignore करके if we focus just on the football side of it, which is Amorim, and if he gets his chance and a little time with his team, I say give him that time. All this, how it affects, even I don't know, and nobody can predict how it's going to affect. कल ऐसा आया कि अरे भाई bankrupt हो गया, खत्म हो गया, सब चलो. I mean, that is
Yeah, and it's very possible. Like it could be
right
that
now. It
point.
feels like anything is possible
Yeah.
with United.
अभी एक literally वो शेख जसीम को वापस बुलाना पड़ेगा कि भाई थोड़ा half
हाँ,
price में
ले
लेने को
यार.
तैयार हो गया.
हाँ.
Because it's the debt is just insane. It's 1 billion of debt for how
1
long?
billion पहुंच गया?
Yes,
And
what,
we
yeah,
aren't even selling players, right? We're sending them on loans.
And
we are
who
still
is
paying their salary.
who are saleable assets? You tell me. Is there one player right now who you can sell for like 40-50 million? I mean, there's a Bruno, but if you sell
No
him,
one
then who
would
is again Menu not
Garnacho,
I
Garnacho
don't think
again.
anyone's coming with 50 million for Garnacho. I don't think anyone is coming right now. They said Napoli links and all that, right? In whatever कि
Yeah,
जाएगा
yeah.
Napoli and all. पहली बात तो Italian और Spanish clubs कोई इतना बड़ा खर्च नहीं कर रहे. The only
Yeah,
big
yeah.
spenders are the Premier League and
Yeah,
Saudi
let's
Arabia
see.
now. No one else is spending.
Yeah.
So any links that you have to La Liga or Serie A will be max 30-35 million
But
max.
this is the other thing, na? It feels like a lot of football is like Mumbai real estate. कि meaning किसी के पास पैसा नहीं है, prices ये है.
But घर खाली
खरीदना
पड़ेगा.
कौन है?
But
Why aren't the prices correcting?
yeah, but घर नहीं लिया तो फिर homeless हो जाएगा तो लेना पड़ेगा.
हाँ,
और
वो लेना
what
तो
we are
पड़ेगा.
going through right now is the homelessness कि bro नहीं खरीद सकता है. ये मैं इधर slum में रह रहा है. This is what
And
it is.
My thing is, I hope we have still learned that lesson, because I have hoped every season that we've learned that lesson, going as far back as Pogba, that okay, we spent 80 million. Now we should not make this mistake.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
we bought Sancho, we spent 75 million. Now we should not make this mistake. Okay, we spent 100 million. We bought Anthony. Now we should, every season you think, ki, bhai, ab jaake
But
Mason Mount
60
60 billion.
yeah.
Why? Right? Like you're like, एक second, who is making these decisions? तो तुम ये भी बोल रहे हो कि पैसा नहीं है. मैं तो ये सोच रहा हूँ अगले वापस समर में 100 मिलियन देके किसी को ना ले आए फिर से. कुछ
Bro,
भी
you
restructure करके.
you just reminded me that Mason Mount is at the club by
He's at the
saying
club,
this.
bro. And he didn't come cheap.
No.
He didn't come cheap. Mason Mount, who was a good player, but not like, oh Mason Mount आ गया है.
Yeah, I mean,
क्या ही किया है भाई? इतने सीजन से हम क्या कर रहे हैं?
but
Pogba तो
didn't
ठीक
you
है,
at
3
the
मैच खेलता था.
but at the start of the season, legitimately, didn't you think we'd had a decent transfer window? The squad looked in decent shape.
No.
Because I was reasonably aware. I was like, okay,
And
we've got
Delict
promising
and
striker,
Mazraoui
we've got
and-
Delict, we've got Mazraoui, we've got Ugarte. We had filled most of the we didn't have a left back, sure. Midfield, most of the problem positions.
So Mazraoui, I still like. I like Mazraoui.
Yeah.
I mean, I like De Ligt as well.
Yeah, De Ligt is good, but the problem is he was not getting game time. You've got a player who's not getting game time to a club like Manchester United to solve a defensive issue. That makes no sense. You get, like, when you got Casemiro, even though he was at the end of his this thing and all, Casemiro was still one of the best defensive midfielders. And you got him to fix a problem, which, to be fair, initially he did. Like, he looked the part. Matthijs de Ligt is a good player. He's not a bad player, but you're bringing him to fix United defensive problems. You're getting a guy who's not getting first team time. How is that a solution?
But then first team wala player will cost you 80 million again, no? Unfortunately, we can't attract that player.
No. That's my point. I was not reassured, is what I'm saying. तुमने जो बोला ना कि हम मतायस de Ligt को ले आए तो हमें ऐसा मुझे ऐसा फीलिंग नहीं आया. मुझे ऐसा लगा कि वेट एंड वॉच, देखो क्या होता है. एंड देख के पहले ही मुझे लगा कि भाई सब गड़बड़ चल रहा है.
Yeah,
Because,
I
mean, see, again, on paper, like if you looked at what was supposed to be our ideal starting 11 at the start of the season, you looked at Onana, chalo, dodgy. Nobody has full faith in Onana, but there was a point where he was actually doing well at this season also. Like, he was actually keeping us in games. I was like, chalo, theek hai, fine. If you looked at De Ligt as the center, you looked at Euro as the guy playing on the right, you looked at Lisandro Martinez on the left, and you looked at Maguire and Lindelof as backup.
Okay. मतलब पांचों डाल देते.
नहीं, Maguire, Lindelof,
समझ गया.
and what time पे, in fact, again, it should to take you back, it was not even a 3 at the back system at that time. You're looking at basically De Ligt, Martinez, Mazraoui, and then Luke Shaw one day, the day that we all expected that he would be fit one day. Or Dalot. Like on paper, that seems like a chalo, not title winning or whatever, but that felt like a good top 5 defense, if I'm being honest. Then if you looked at Ugarte, Menu, Bruno, and you looked at Garnacho, Rashford, and who was Amato was not even in the picture at that point. Højlund, yeah. I mean, again, on paper, this team looked fairly decent. So I'm like, how has it gone so badly wrong? Which is just absurd. Even when Malacia came in, we were like, okay, yeah, decent cover left back.
Obviously, our injuries have also not helped us, right? क्योंकि जब भी हमें ऐसा लगता है कि थोड़ा सा मोमेंटम आएगा, our best player gets injured. ये नहीं कि कोई ऐसा player injured हो कि हमें चल गया. But I mean, after the season that we had last season, even the manner in which we won the FA Cup, so we beat Liverpool in the quarters, right?
Quarters, yeah. And then we almost lost to Coventry, yeah.
Exactly my point. We're playing the semi-final of the FA Cup against Coventry, and at times we look like a miserable team.
Oh, yeah. But again, it is the same thing that season also. Na? Koi defender fit tha hi nahi. We were just going through this weird phase that everybody is fucking
So my
injured.
point was, for me, it was always a wait and watch. Plus, I think you had more faith in Erik ten Hag than I did. I did not have that faith. So I was like, go on, impress me. Show me that you are better than, show me you're that guy who told Ronaldo to go to Saudi Arabia. Batao mujhe ki tum mein wo baat hai. So I was always waiting and watching. I was not 100% looking at this team and saying कि भाई second half of the season we're doing a title charge. वो तो था ही नहीं मेरे में. So and then unfortunately progressively it was like कि चलो जो भी Manchester United की बात होगी वो गंदी ही होगी. Like I said, चाहे वो बाहर की बात हो, चाहे sporting director की बात हो, चाहे अमाद की बात हो, चाहे मेनू for me is one shining bright star who we've already burnt out.
Yeah.
He burnt him out, yeah. This is a guy who, like Kamavinga, should be eased into his role, should have mentors around him to say, okay, this is how you do it, and then say, go, जी ले अपनी जिंदगी.
But then who is the mentor? वही तो है ना, with such a badly planned thing. But there was
the stars that you're relying on in this United team are Menu and Ahmad.
Yeah.
Right. They are the guys you're relying on. These are young kids here. We've forgotten that young kids were the ones who were supposed to get impressed by big guys around them and then take the mantle.
Yeah. Well,
कोई है ही
in-
नहीं
yeah. In fact, I
तुम्हारा
think we had like the last sort of successful-ish, well, not even successful, like acceptable-ish seasons were when we had like a few decent senior players in. You had like a
Cavani.
Cavani still
Cavani,
there.
oh
You
man,
had whatever, like you had like senior like players who have done something in their life.
yeah.
Where you're like, for whatever it is, like Ronaldo was around in that season as well. You're like, चलो इसने कुछ किया है life पे, थोड़ा इसको देखते, like whatever, you would get some inspiration. That's why you saw Garnacho coming, getting inspired because you
Yeah.
had a Ronaldo in the team. वो उसका celebration कर रहा है, all that. So you can see the motivation, but
You had
for
Varane in your defense. You had
exactly, yeah,
Casemiro in your midfield. That was
yeah,
still a team, and which is where I said the previous managers still had that balance of decent, experienced players and some bright new sparks coming.
yeah,
This guy, Amarim, has been thrown literally under the bus. कि तेरा कौन है experienced star जो lead कर रहा है तेरी टीम को? कौन है? कोई
yeah.
नहीं है. कौन कौन बोल रहा है बंदा चलो let's do this all together.
Yeah, it's
तुम्हारा
just
Harry Maguire,
one Bruno is there who's sort of
who
pulling
for
us
all
through
of us,
games. Yeah,
we also know as United fans, we are also at some point saying कि यार Bruno थोड़ा सा कम बोल.
yeah, just
You're हाँ, you're a great player, but थोड़ा सा कम बोल ले चलेगा.
yeah,
But ठीक है, that's the nature of his game. He plays
Yeah.
like that. But he's
Yeah.
the only guy capable of producing some magic.
yeah.
He's the only guy who it seems can cross a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
at this
weird to
point.
say about a team like Manchester United that you can't see a guy. You look at Diogo Dalot and you're like, okay, once एक बार एक करके तो देख, कोशिश तो कर, होता ही नहीं है.
They get bullied, yeah. They
Yeah.
just get bullied like so odd. So odd.
Man, it's scary being a United fan.
Any last thoughts on Arsenal, Arteta?
Yeah.
Again, do you believe the Arteta hype? Do you believe
And,
he's the man to
Do you
take
trust the
them?
process?
Yes.
No.
Yes, chalo, finally we can agree on something.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think he's good, undoubtedly. He's done decent enough for you to say that he's not terrible. But considering the money that they did spend, considering the fact that they were not in a bad place when they started, it's always Arsenal been the team that will reach a point where they themselves will be their worst enemy. And he has not been able to change that about that team. And I feel like, sometimes you just, as a manager, say, this is our problem and we have to fix it, And I don't see that from Arteta. I always see a very, something happened, that's why it didn't happen.
Excuse.
Yes, ball is not good.
Ball is not good. Referee was not doing this, which is fair. सब बोलते हैं.
अब बोलते हैं.
But कभी तो कुछ बोलो कि नहीं यार, this is an area, if we fix this. And I was just watching a clip of Sir Alex, and why he was the boss manager, and interviewers asking him, so what did you make of the game? And he's like, we were terrible.
Yeah.
Unless you admit that, okay, we were bad, and you might do it behind closed doors. But sometime from Arteta, I always get that vibe कि नहीं हमारी गलती नहीं है, हमने तो सब अच्छा किया, बस हमारे control
Well, I think
में
he
नहीं था.
tries to create that sort of us against the world kind of mentality, which I mean it comes across as just crying in the press when you see it.
Yeah, and even their purchases, man, like Havertz for me, I was like, why?
Yeah, head scratcher fully.
Why? Like you have those kind of players, and who are actually better.
Dude, ये चेल्सी ने सॉलिड चिपकाए, कुछ तो चेल्सी ने किया. हैवर्ट्स को निकाला, माउंट को चिपकाया हम लोग को. How they've managed to do this, I don't understand.
And then gotten what Jadon Sancho.
Yeah. So they sold players that were doing well for them to clubs that didn't need them and replaced them with players that they don't need. It was wild.
Chelsea are weird. Sometimes they play really well though. Like sometimes they are very good, fun to watch.
Yeah.
I feel they also have a bit of a striker issue.
Yeah.
Yes. As the person in this window who's Chelsea fan, who's usually in your window, says exactly that. Ek striker, ek defender.
And you again you start thinking, yaar, Giroud kitna must striker tha. Like you go back and who was not your best at that time.
Exactly. When you start getting nostalgic about,
and you're like, wait, agar wo hota is team mein, to this would be a different team altogether.
Aubameyang अच्छा finish करता.
अरे Aubameyang.
Aubameyang at this point. Okay, chalo. I'm gonna finish reading super chats and then we will wrap up for the evening.
Dude,
If
we've
you,
been at this for what?
yeah, this is
Jesus.
our
dude.
standard. Yeah, time passes very quickly while doing this.
No, it was really hard for me. Anyway.
This is 1 hour 45 minutes in Manchester
Oh, man.
United. Watching a game feels like 3 hours.
That,
The
that
same
feels,
duration.
That feels worse.
But
That feels worse.
before we read super chats, I must say that it's been a very, very refreshing stream because we've spoken about a lot of teams. Because a
Yeah.
lot of our folks were like, "Hey, you guys only talk about 3 teams, and that's about it."
Yeah,
So
we
there are a
spoke
lot
about
of
4 this time. It's great.
four at least, and we spoke a lot of in-depth stuff about a lot of things. Very, very enjoyable. Very good.
Yes.
fun.
Anirudh Pachapur said feels good when Chelsea isn't playing. Very good. Apna Bhidu King Eric, who's one of our regulars. You'll discover new characters today. अपना
Okay.
भिड़ो किंग एरिक says क्या कोत्या आपने जिगर को थाम के बैठो क्या बांधी कमरिया से सारी कि अब आई एंथनी की बारी छाई लोन पे खुमारी कि
Oh.
आई अब एंथनी की बारी एंथनी नंबर ओके दिस इज
Auntie ki bari, no? Ke aayi ab auntie
yeah,
ki bari.
yeah. So unfortunately, this is a theme where somebody writes a song and I don't know it. And he
Poetry,
says,
man. Poetry
yes.
in motion and you
And
can't
he
read
says,
it.
Anthony number one, Anthony
Yeah.
number one.
Auntie number one. I urge ab auntie ki bari.
Sai, meanwhile, ye tera Rubina.
I cannot even.
Ruben Hammer.
Oh, okay. I did not get that one.
Shaurya Punyani says, as a Real Madrid fan, all delusion and biases aside, we need to address the elephant in the room, which is John Cena turned heel. And
Huh?
there is no shame in losing to the GOAT, Anthony. Yeah, this is the thing. Lots of people, for me, this was
Yeah.
a double discovery. Number one is that people are still watching WWE, like grown adults. And two is that John Cena is still around, and now apparently he's the main villain, the heel, as they call
Yeah.
it.
So before you progress, so wrestling is because I don't watch a lot of it, but the entire time that I worked for Sony, wrestling was on Sony.
Yeah. Probably the number one watched also.
After cricket.
After cricket, of course. Yeah.
After cricket, yeah. And it used to, like, even I used to be like, what are you talking about? But yeah, a lot of grown adults tuning in at Atrangi times. वो
Yeah.
live आता था जो भी 3-4 बजे उठ के देखते हैं वो WWE. So yeah, it has its viewership.
Yes. Tapan says, love the banter and the unseriousness of the pod and would like to keep it that way, but it is refreshing to hear a sensible voice for a change.
Oh my God!
Oh,
I agree.
yes.
Oh, I hope he's talking about me.
Yes, he is talking about you.
Yeah, cool.
Because
There's never
usually
been a
it is us
sensible
doing
opinion
maximum
of
bakchodi.
anybody
कुछ भी
else.
चल रहा होता है इधर.
I like that. I'll take a screenshot of this comment. Go on.
निनाद कांडेकर says, तेरे अनोखे टैक्टिक्स देख के हम बेजुबान हो गए. कौतुक की तरफ तारीफ सुन के एमोरिम फिर जवान हो गए. एक मैच तो कौतुक के लिए जीत ही ली और फिर एफए कप से रवान हो गए.
I met Niraj Khandekar in
Pune, yes.
And yeah, so and I so by the way, Arpit, like lot of 4-4 to lower, we have this point system, okay,
Okay.
which completely arbitrary point system, and Ninad Khandekar is a completely disillusioned United fan who hates Amorim and whatever is going on.
Okay.
So this one stream, he had sent a lot of super chats cursing me because I had done so much anti Ten Hag propaganda, and I like Amorim, like I'm like whatever, do your thing. So he's like, how can you do this? So he had met me in Pune, and he was like, I'm sorry for all of that. मैं थोड़ा बह गया emotion में.
Oh wow. No, Amarim is the best, bro.
Go over. Okay. Ninad also says Kautuk is adopter glazer.
Yeah,
Adopter glazer, my God.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I don't know. My thing must be adopted glazer,
Yeah.
which also would mean as little. Nishvika says, how can both strikers forget to score? Striker missing penalty is crime. Khuda ka khauf karo yaar.
Is he talking about Xerxes?
Yeah,
Penalties.
Xerxes. I mean, penalties, we can't say anything, but I don't know. I also didn't understand why people were saying, why did they send Lindelof? Penalty hota hai, right? It doesn't matter whether a guy has played, not played. He had scored one banger penalty last year against Brighton, so strange.
I mean, penalties is a bit of a lottery, but yes, and Lindelof, I don't say much, but yeah, Xerxes' penalty was like literally like this.
Yeah,
like,
that was the,
kyun?
yeah.
So Xerxes, I don't know how much I should say, man. थोड़ा सा मुझे it's like politically
Yeah,
correct
of course.
होना पड़ता है, but ठीक है, बोल देते हैं, क्या ही जाएगा. So Xerxes at times, no, feels like Berbatov without that much
Yes.
football skill.
Yes.
So I had put this tweet which I got hate from, which is I said that Xerxes is Fellaini with liberal arts degree.
Okay. No, I feel
Yeah,
like
and
he has got that Berbatov-esque thing.
Yeah.
he's got
But
the
it's-
slow motionness.
But it's not what Berbatov was.
I think
you know?
I think he'll get there though. I didn't mind him in the FA Cup game. Like I could see what he's about, and thoda confidence and thoda with the team around him, I think he'll get there.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Xerxes, I say this because Xerxes reminds me of as a me when I played in college, because I also have I'm first touch merchant. I was like must
Okay.
first touch, either nutmeg and then give ball away.
उसके उस गेम में फर्स्ट टच इतने कंफ्यूजिंग थे कि उसी के प्लेयर्स को कंफ्यूज कर
Yeah,
रहे थे कि भाई ये क्या है, हमें नहीं
Yeah.
समझ रहा है.
Yeah. Neil says, rather than Amorim, have a bigger problem with the Amorim inners. Saying that all the fans saying give him time will be the first to turn on him. Arre. Neil also, you should know, is one full Amorim out propagandist on our Royal Money group.
It's
I-
actually split the fan base. Huh? When
Yeah, everybody
I
is split
did-
on like what is it, Amorim in, Amorim out. Very hard. It's like there should be a documentary that documents what has actually gone on behind United, like just so that we can figure out. That'd be insane. Varun Singh says some footy stories for second-hand stories season 3. Kautuk, is there season 3 coming?
Season 3 is coming. Footy story I can't promise, but I think there is some thought of having a sports story for sure.
Okay, very nice. Nishvika says Onana dives and somehow lands in same spot. Very accurate analysis. Very accurate analysis. Alap Butch says, yeah, Barca back at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Humble, eh, Kautya? Stay humble.
Yeah. No, correct. Can't say anything.
I'm not going to say anything to curse anybody.
Bro, this Lamine Yamal is
Sabse
the real
Kamal,
deal,
Sabse
yaar.
Dhamal, Lamine Yamal.
So how
He's incredible. He is
how
he is one of those players you see in a game and think, okay, it's a wretched game and he might produce something.
That's why I'm
Lamine Yamal.
enjoying watching Barca matches, because I'm like, chalo, I have players to look forward to watching. I enjoy watching him, Pedri on the ball, Frankie when he's around. They're
Yeah,
so
they-
good to watch, dude. Even Lewandowski, dude, his finishing is fucking so good.
how can you be at the age where you should be in FY BCom and you become the fucking
You become.
you become
you become.
the face of Barcelona. It's upsetting.
Yes, FY
He's-
become stands for first you become GOAT.
He's brilliant, man. He's brilliant.
Avna Bedu, King Eric again comes back saying, on a serious note, whole lot of United's problems are mental, and to fix it, it'll require better environment, and replacing bad contracts that allow players to take foot off is a major part of it. Interesting. I guess we'll never know these inner workings, but yes, hopefully.
We want.
Ooh, interesting question, which you will you will appreciate. Aditya Madhuri says, would Eric Jemba and Kleberson be an upgrade in the current Manchester United squad?
Not Cleverson. Jemba maybe, not Cleverson.
Hey, Kleberson also had. Hey, Kleberson won a title, no, at United.
Yeah, won a title is a very misleading,
I
supporting
mean,
argument.
matlab he's filled in for Scholes for like 6 games.
वो तो फिर ऐसा Gerrard was not a good player because नहीं ये नहीं चलता मेरे लिए. But I remember at that time we used to watch Kleberson and be like, भाई क्या कर रहा है? So no, for me, Jemba though, yeah, used to be fun at times.
That was fun. Just to say only was fun.
Yeah.
Sachin Deo again is one of the Amorim outers. He says Amorim needs to go in the summer. Hasn't done enough to deserve summer transfer window. Bring new coach and give him transfer window. Amorim is luxury coach and we don't have that luxury.
यार
I'm slightly
तो
inclined to agree in the
सैम
luxury
सैम
coach.
सैम एलाडाइज चाहिए हम लोगों को बेसिकली.
नहीं, गैरेथ साउथगेट चाहिए अभी सबको.
हाँ मतलब वही है कि बस 6 प्लेयर ऐसा रख दो, सब अटैकिंग ऑप्शन बेंच पे रखो एंड वी डिडंट लूज बेसिकली. बट नहीं यार, यू सी अगेन it's a lot of fans are spoiled by this notion of playing video games and being a manager on a video game and all. It's different, man. Not having a preseason with a team is not the same as you playing and saying, okay, I made these changes and it worked for me. There was a reason Amarim wanted a proper preseason with his players. He would get to know his players. Right now, he's getting to know his players
As he's
before
playing.
the match day, you know?
Yeah.
And he's come in at a time where he's like, I don't want this guy in my team. I don't want this guy in my team. He could have done this
Well, I
for
mean,
2
half
months.
of them, in fairness, are not even going to be in contract next year anyway.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना. तो अगर वो अगले सीजन शुरू करता, 2 महीने वो जान जाता कि भाई इसको मैं नहीं शुरू करने वाला हूँ.
Yeah.
मैं ये मेरी 11 है, इसके बाद मैं देखता हूँ. उसको वो 11 मिल ही नहीं रही है. तुम कहां से उसको बोल रहे हो Amarim out? Yes, at the end of maybe 4 months. Again, I'm not talking about position, but like you said, see the gameplay.
Yeah.
See if the system is working for him. If it's still not working, if you're still seeing those kind of losses after he's had a preseason, after he's had hopefully 2-3 transfers that he wants, then you say कि हाँ भाई हमारे लिए नहीं चल रहा है.
So see, the reason why people look at it as a much bigger risk than a quote-unquote traditional manager is that you're going to buy players again for a very specific system. And now if
Yeah.
that also doesn't work out, then you're even more doubly screwed. Ki now you need
But-
new manager and you have to find a manager who has
Yeah.
use for these players.
But that's the point. This thought process, right? This is where we become spoiled as Chelsea's and Manchester United. This is not a fix. This is not where you get a manager and say like, okay, if it doesn't work in a year or two, I get another manager. It's not like that. You have to invest. You have to say, okay, this is our guy, and we have to see incremental improvement. We have to see improvement.
हाँ, but
not
you have to
saying-
see it. वही तो
you
problem
have-
है.
But that's the point. You have to give him that time to see incremental improvement. You gave Eric Ten Hag that time. And at the end of that time, in games, we were terrible. You know, yeah, he won those 2 trophies, but we used to go. How many games have United player fans gone into saying, sure, shot,
Okay.
aaj dekho hum
Zero, no
kya kar-"
chance.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Give Amarim that time. If next season, by match day 15, you're going in saying, bro, this is worse than what I saw last season, then you say, okay, this is not our guy. But if you see an incremental improvement, right? If you're saying, wow, we look good at the back now, suddenly we're not looking as vulnerable. You know, our midfield is controlling the ball. We had 10 chances, Hoyland missed 7. Then you say, then
Also, there was one other thing that I'm very surprised by. Like, I'm thinking of this one particular game. After Amorim came in, the game against Everton, they won 4-0. Xerxes scored 2 and someone else scored
Yeah.
2. Something like that. And everything that he had promised was on the pitch.
yeah.
There were triangles, there were options, there were all of that. It was all working. I don't know what. Why are there? It's like
I
the
mean,
players are
actually, no, I
rejecting it.
disagree with the Everton game we play. Like, the scoreline really flattered us that game, if I
No, I thought we were
remember
in
correctly.
control.
No. I think he's talking about another game. The Everton game, I know which one you're talking about, which flattered us this thing. This was one of the first games that he played.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then immediately it was like
Yeah,
we've
where
not
he-
beaten a team by 3 goals for the last 3 years or something
Yeah,
like that. These stats are coming.
Yeah.
But no, I know which games.
It was
both of
like
you are
there were
talking about.
there were 2 were like defensive like 3 of them were defensive mistakes, and like 1 was the good goal. That was the goal where there was the Xerxes scored 1 at the end, or was it the one where it was the
Rashford scored 2 also.
Ugarte cutback goal? I
I
remember.
don't remember that detail, but like I remember it being like
Huh,
looking at the
Rashford
game and
scored
going like,
2.
holy shit, like this is it's working. They can see, like you can see what's happening, and then suddenly it's
The
regressed.
Liverpool game, I had seen that. Liverpool game, they looked like a proper team. Like that. But then we never saw that again. Like, you know, they
Sad.
were controlling the midfield, and like even I was like, fuck, we controlled midfield against Liverpool.
Yeah. Yep.
And we just
I'm
never
trying to
saw
find
it
this
again.
game. We beat Leicester 3-0.
Leicester. The Ruud Van Nistelrooy's Leicester, yes.
Yeah, we beat, and this was when Ruud just went to them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
beat
Yeah.
them. And
And then after this, he said the storm will come.
yeah, and then against Everton, we had like 11 shots. That's the one you're talking about. And it looked like, theek hai, thoda, and and it also coincided with suddenly us winning in Europe.
Yeah.
Because our first 3 games in Europe, we
They're
sucked
drawn,
so
yeah.
bad कि हम
Oh,
goal ही नहीं मार पा रहे थे, attempt ही नहीं कर पा रहे थे. Simultaneously, when he came in, we won in Europe. Suddenly, we were the only unbeaten team in Europe. So
Yeah.
I feel there are glimpses, and he's not had his first 11. So give him his
Yeah.
first 11, give him a fit side. Your best player, Ahmad, is out, right? Your brightest midfielder who was starting to dim is out. Your most aggressive centre back is out.
Yeah.
I don't think, by the way, I genuinely think like this, the number of injuries Martinez has had, it's going to be very difficult for him to
It will.
Yeah, I mean, I
agree.
think we're gonna need a replacement for him
replace.
also,
I also.
which is unfortunate because he came in with a. I mean, we looked very good with him playing,
Yeah, he looked like
and he was in fact there was him. Now he had the game where he scored the goal against Liverpool, not the one into
the
the
deflected.
Yeah, dude, it was a great goal.
Yeah.
top corner. Yeah.
Boom.
So yeah, very sad for him. Hopefully he can come back. अपना वीडियो किंग एरिक अगेन सेज अरे मौशीची तुम लोग देखो हगड़िया क्या मचाएगा हगड़िया इज टेन हग मचाएगा नेक्स्ट जॉब में डर मत अजीम आई वोंट लेट यू बी आउट नंबर्ड हियर
Where is Ten Hag going to go?
I get the feeling he'll probably end up at like Borussia Dortmund or one of those. I think a German club next probably because language is not won't be a problem for him in
That's
Germany.
a good point. Dortmund's not doing well, no, is it?
They won.
Yeah.
No, they drew. I think in the Champions League they drew yesterday.
Yeah. But let's see. Ankit again says, Caramel says Eric Ten Hag will come to Real, Visca Barca. Now give context to this also.
So, Alpit, I'd met a guy in Bangalore who watches 442, and he had come with his. We were at a coffee shop when we met him, and he had come with his dog. Very cute, very nice looking dog. I was about to pet the dog, and then he says, "By the way, just want you to know that this is Caramel, and Caramel supports Barcelona." And I immediately withdrew my hand. And
He's been cursing him in super chats ever since then.
But that's so mean. Why would you withdraw your hand
Exactly.
from...
hey, it's Barca, and there are limits to my empathy and love for dogs.
Okay. So if you met a girl, I mean, I don't know your status and everything, but wait, are you married?
Yes,
Dating?
married with kid, but yes, to that thought experiment, yes. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, if I would find out you're a Barcelona fan, I'm sorry.
But
We're
you shake
100%
someone's hand, so you can pet a dog's... No, I'm not
I
with
would
you on this.
immediately be like, I'm sorry.
Itna Kattar fan, poor
I'm
dog.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm with Caramel. Hashtag support for Caramel.
Okay, what I'll do is I will read the super chats that are relevant to Arpit so that we can then allow him to get off. We have
You guys are talking through the night or something?
no, matlab, there will be like
okay.
10-15 minutes post that.
Okay, cool.
Brunondro Fadnavis says, Arpit bhai, I am appointing you as my personal spokesperson. Amorim जैसे मुझे defend करो ये अजीम कुछ ज़्यादा ही मारता है GGMU आम्ही पुन्हा येणार.
Great reference.
Mo says, Arpit, please instill some Amorim in Azim.
He'll come.
He has instilled today. Then we had one second. Where was this? Shubham Mohanty says, I believe Amorim will start looking like Arpit by mid-season next year. Journey from PR trained salty Portuguese to complete salt and pepper Portuguese.
Wow, thanks. I don't know if you were giving me a compliment or insulting him or insulting me, but okay, I'll take it as a compliment.
Exorcist RB says, Arpit bhai loved yours and Manas's work for Sony.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Then do we have any more for Arpit?
कुछ गाली वाली भी होगा तो बोल दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है मुझे सुनने में.
गाली कुछ है क्या?
It's like those Pakistani guys you saw, right? On a live show.
Oh, they're the best. Wase Habib.
They're the best.
Like
खुदा का खौफ करो. They're our favorite. We have Adiraj Verma who said Arpit bhai ka yes and thoda kamzor hai. Which means it's just because we do a lot of random improv shit between the three of us. So obviously, yaar, Adiraj, this is his first stream. And GS Rehan says either Amorim does generational comeback after finishing 13th like Sir Alex did before his prime began, or we will see Southgate at Old Trafford. Pick one.
I do not want Southgate at Old
I
Trafford.
don't think anyone does.
No,
But
no,
I
no.
think
What are you saying?
I think Ineos wants. That's the problem.
What are you saying? When there were so many United fans who were like okay with Southgate
Really?
No,
coming.
no.
Yeah.
I on this stream, though, I don't think we have.
No, there was a lot who said कि नहीं वो stabilize करेगा और ये करेगा and all that. Obviously not for expansive play, but I've seen fair share of guys saying, and I was like, please, not Southgate, man. Like,
Yeah.
please, no.
Very dull football. Yeah.
Very. I agree.
Also, interesting fact brought up by Ninad Khandekar saying we sold both Sancho and James for same price.
Oh,
And I'd take only one of them back.
Oh, you'd still take Dan James back?
I would take Dan James back in a heartbeat. You know, there was this one match, I think it was Liverpool only, if I'm not mistaken, could be mistaken, but I think it was Liverpool, where we were getting hammered or something and we were trying to attack, and then Liverpool broke. And there was only one player who ran from Liverpool's
Oh, yeah, I remember
this thing till United's to try and stop. I think he was trying to stop Salah only,
Yeah.
and that was Dan James. And there I was like, भाई ये एक player को रखो. He is all heart. वो देगा तुमको. He may not be the most skilled player, but at that time we needed a player with heart, and we still need player with heart. We don't have anyone who you look at and be like, you know, push comes to shove, Xerxes got to. No, he's not. Hoyland is no, he's not. Rashford तो चला गया, वो भी नहीं करता. Anthony कोशिश करता था. I would take Dan James back in a heartbeat.
Man, I remember the good old FIFA 20 days where I had made my own formation, which was three at the back, Wan Bissaka as right center back, and Dan James as right wing back. I was ripping it up. But you know it's FIFA for a reason. I was doing Amorim tactics with United before Amorim. Can you believe?
By the way, you know how well Wan Bissaka is playing, right?
Yeah. He's also, dude, did you see him
I did
destroying?
not want to see.
Who did he absolutely murder?
that's a big club. No? Liverpool was it? Was it Liverpool?
No, I don't think it was Liverpool.
No, not Liverpool.
Or
While
Arsenal.
playing for, who did he just destroy while crossing the ball?
Yeah, even I was like, he can cross the ball.
He did those step over and
yeah. He played like proper Zidane.
was
in
it
the
against
corner and
Arsenal?
all.
No, it was
Arsenal,
against
Arsenal.
Arsenal. No, I think it was against Calafiori. Yeah, he ended Calafiori. My God, it was so good.
I did not want. There were players I didn't want to see leave United. Wan Bissaka was one of them. He was not great at crossing the ball, and I agree with that.
He would have
It's
worked
not,
well in this system, if I'm being
It's
honest.
not like Diogo Dalot is like, boo, so much better. There was Anthony Elanga. I didn't want to see go because I felt like he had talent that we could nurture.
Yep.
And in some games, he would really be unplayable. There was one guy who, unfortunately, off the pitch, इतना कांड कर दिया, वरना तो उसको तो जाने ही नहीं देना चाहिए था.
Yep.
ग्रीनवुड को ऐसा दो हाथ से पकड़ के रखना चाहिए था, but ठीक है, ऐसा कांड ही उसने कर लिया कि there was no forgiving.
Yeah,
him,
there was no
defending.
coming back. Yeah.
But those were players I felt like were still guys we should have kept. वही सब निकल गए हमारे यहाँ से.
Yeah. Ninad Khandekar says Ten Hag was Kautuk's landlord when he raised rent by 50%. Amorim is his new landlord who charges in praises. Kautuk must give 10 Dorgu shoutouts weekly.
I had also scouted Dorgo out before Amorim brought him.
Yeah.
Oh.
He looks all right. He looks all right for his system. There's
Yeah.
obviously a lot of room for improvement, but he looks
For
like,
a 20-year-old, he's very good.
and again, we're expecting so much from a young guy.
From a 20-year-old.
So much we're expecting.
Baldy Zizou says, finally, a real United supporter. Azim is just Eric Ten Hag merchant, India's Mark Goldbridge. Oh my God. But chalo, Arpit is a real United supporter. So hope you are happy.
But I'm in the presence of royalty. If you're like Mark Goldbridge, yeah, matlab,
Bhai,
champ ho
nahi. We don't do that here. Mark Goldbridge finally I've successfully removed from my algorithm. I'm very happy. Although I finally agreed with something he said on Twitter a couple of weeks ago.
What is it?
I don't remember now. So it must have been very memorable, but I agreed with it. Yeah, I think that's all the super chats relevant to Arpit. But thank you so much,
Cool.
man. Thank you for coming and spending 2
Yes,
hours with us.
considerable amount of time.
All the United opinions that you had to give, I think you have given now. You don't have to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about United for 2 weeks now.
I don't want to also, and
Yes.
I'm gonna cry tomorrow Thursday night in a blanket. So
Yes.
that's also coming.
But yes, can we catch you on any broadcasts anywhere soon, anytime soon?
So our Champions League broadcasts have started again. Like I
Arey,
said, so a lot of
nice.
people might not know. They started yesterday. There's a new concept, there's a new set, and it's a completely different approach to the broadcast. So do join in. Obviously, the 2 broadcasts for the weeks are done. The next will be next week. So it starts at 10 because there's an 11:15 kickoff. This month it's going to be Manas. So all Arpit haters enjoy.
Arey. You
And
have
then,
haters and all, what?
no, I'm just like, of
Okay.
course I don't. But no one's really bothered. But April onwards, hopefully I'll be back in the studio as well. In the meantime, in April, there will also be the Bengaluru 10K race, which I'll be hosting.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I do these 4 road races for this company called ProCam, which also broadcast on Sony.
Nice.
So yeah, that
So
time I'll be back in
the
studio.
10K is a run, right?
Yeah.
So that's also been broadcast now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these 4 races are broadcast: Bengaluru, Delhi, Kolkata, and Bombay. Bombay is obviously the Tata Mumbai Marathon. Bengaluru is a 10K. Delhi is a 25K. Delhi is half marathon, sorry, and Calcutta is a 25K.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah.
Mazedar. Okay, and there was one last, which was Mark Wala Arnab Schlotterji. Don't even bother with the explanation for what this name is. He says, Azim Da and Arpit Da, happy 7-up day. 7-up.
no.
7-up day.
Kautuk
Da.
No idea what he's talking about.
Kautuk Da.
I'm a thumbs up kind of guy.
Kautuk Da, April a dekha hobe with Mishti Doi and Sandesh. Tumi ekla cholbo na, which is you'll never walk alone.
Okay.
Hilarious. Happy
Alright.
7th day.
All right,
Was
cool.
it today?
Let's not find out.
Yeah, let's not find
Let's
out.
not find out. Let's enjoy, stay in a good space.
Yeah.
You know?
It was the night of the Bahrain Grand Prix last year, so must have been around this time. Or 2 years ago. Anyway, all right, cool. Thanks so much, Arpit. We will chat again soon. Once we have more opinions about Ruben Amorim, we will bring you back and then you can continue to defend him.
He will change the doubters into believers. Wait
This
for it.
is just like a famous last words, as a manager once said, eras can come to an end.
Yeah. Wait for it. Anyway, guys, thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me.
Thank you.
Chalo.
Proper pleasure. 2 hours of good conversation. Thanks a lot.
Chalo.
Very, very, very
See you,
good.
Arpit.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank
See
you,
you,
Arpit.
Arpit.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. Okay, we'll finish the remaining super chats. And yes.
Also, yeah, please do find Arpit's Instagram and do thank him.
Yes.
Drop a comment, drop a DM. Yes, do that.
Yes. Yes, if you enjoyed, please drop him a DM, say ki mast maza. If you didn't enjoy, then keep your opinion to yourself only. You don't have to. Then you just message us, yeah. As you normally do. Also, since we're doing plugs quickly, let me do the plugs. I'm coming to Australia next month. Melbourne ka one massive achievement, which is that one show of Melbourne Comedy Festival is already sold out, which is damn cool. Yes.
That's unbelievable.
And the first week sales are actually all sales are looking good. Only Sydney also is looking amazing. So please come. It's very nice for once in a while to not be worried about ticket sales. So come, maje karenge. Now just the show I have to write, which is a slight problem. 1 month we will figure it out. And also doing a bunch of shows. New video, stand-up video dropping tomorrow. One of my favorite bits in the last few years. It's a 20-minute video. The Norway bit is coming tomorrow.
Oh, I really enjoy this. Please go watch this.
Yes, so that'll be a 20-minute video tomorrow.
Very nice.
Most likely tomorrow. And yeah, the Baki ka shows Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi. Delhi is not listed yet. Hyderabad, Chennai, and London. London also 31st May is listed. Dubai ka bhi list ho jayega. All the things are there niche. ब्रिस्बेन नहीं जाने का, नहीं ब्रिस्बेन नहीं जाने का. आई एम एडिलेड ओनली, एडिलेड, सिडनी and Melbourne 12 shows, 11 now because one is sold out. Where are you next? Where
Oh
is
yes,
this?
yes. This is coming to Amsterdam. It's coming to London, and it's coming to Toronto. So
Toronto.
yeah, 4th and 5th July is Toronto. 28th and 29th, 28th are Amsterdam, and 28. Sorry, did I say this correctly? 4th and 5th July is Toronto, and 29th and 28th June are Amsterdam and London. So you
Okay,
can get
yeah. Also, guys, by the way, if you want to buy 442 merch, Red Wolf is shutting on 24th, and I don't know where we will go and find our next merch partner. So if you want to buy merch, the t-shirts are still available. And the Damal, Yamal, Kamal, Gagmu, Yanwa, Hala Madrid t-shirts are all showing out of stock right now. Okay, interesting. I'll check with them, but kal check kar lena. If they are making any more inventory, we'll try to sell them, and otherwise we'll figure. Sidepod will also return hopefully next week onwards. Azim, will you watch Barca? Of course, I will watch Barca. I've actually now I've mentally made the shift to becoming Barca fan. I'm actually looking forward to watching Barca matches more because I'm like there is actually a realistic chance that good football will be played, which is not something I'm used to seeing anymore. Um, and what a silk, man! The Rafinha, the Lewandowski, and the Lamin is just beautiful.
Rafinha does not look like a Leeds player at all.
Yeah, he looks like a leader, which is what he is, the captain,
Yeah,
El Capitano. Who would have thought anybody would be saying El Capitano about Rafinha 4 years ago?
I agree.
GS Rehan says you've not seen Mbappe flop, but a team where link between attack and defense are broken,
I
i.e.
love
Jude
this.
slash Caballos, shows you why Makalele was important for Galacticos.
I loved this. GS Rian, I saw the comment. Loved it. You're absolutely right. Forgot to mention that. Jude was missing, one of the missing links in both games,
Yes.
and Ceballos also. So, and surprising, imagine this, dude. We have Kamavinga and Chouameni, and our best CDM is fucking Danny Ceballos. I don't know what
How
is
the
this.
turntables. I think you all will resign Isco also end of season. Get the band back together.
Buyback clause.
उस्ताद फरहान टोरस says डाले हम पे कितने ट्रांसफर्स बैन्स जमाने ने, कितने ढले हम पे जुल्म एफएफपी वालों ने, इस पंछी की उड़ान को वो क्या ही रोक पाएंगे, जो बेटिस से ना जीत पाए वो बाप कैसे हराएंगे. Oh, ho, ho, ho. As and I also was meaning to say this, but as Virender Sehwag once said, Mbappe Mbappe होता है, बेटीज बेटीज होती है. Akash Chakravarti says Chelsea team is worse than United. It gives you hope. United fans can afford to be hopeless. Much better life. I mean, I still would prefer to be Chelsea fan only at this point. But now for Nottingham Forest also fully dropped off. No, I think at this point the City is looking more realistic to finish third. AD says happy Ruben Scamorim solved the only half decent attacker we had in Rashford and is only semi decent attacker for the defender grinder Hoyland.
Defender grinder is funny.
Alquin says when skipping an episode, post on the YouTube community tab, not just on Instagram stories. Also, what the fuck, Arsenal? Congrats, Real. RIP Bruges. RIP Bruges is a nice one to bring up. Anirudh Madhuri with his fact says Bundesliga 2 is possibly the craziest league right now. Top 10 separated by 7 points. Check it out. Also saying LFC has been very good so far. Yanwa and Top Gear of Football. Shubham.
That's a proper race. Huh?
Yeah, Shubham Mohanty says Antonio Pintus is the weirdest love child of Tino Anand, Grinch, and the Watcher from Mubble. What a random assessment of things to say. Has this sentence ever been used in the English language?
This is why AI can't replace people.
Yeah, yet.
I don't think AI would be able to put together Tinu Anand. What?
Tino Anand, the Grinch, and Watcher from Marvel.
Watcher from, I have to check out.
Hilarious. Hyderabadi Heart Data says, बस एक बात बोलना था. PSV को पैंट फाड़ दिया. Okay, enjoy beating teams that don't do anything. Shubham Mohanty says, belated happy birthday, Ira. And
Yes.
being the real Betty of a
Yes.
Madridista, I hope she grows up to become a real Betis fan and opens their
But
first fan club in India, the Bombay Beticos, and invite club legends Anthony and Isco. Oh, that took a dark turn.
yeah, dude, it was going so well. And then it suddenly fucking stock marketed. But Azim, I feel we should do a running segment of every episode. Why AI can't replace us? Please keep
Yes.
sending these Tino and then meets the water.
The thing is that AI at some point will be processing and watching this and learning to find ways. So now we have to trick AI also in the middle. AI, you can't replace us. क्या करेगा?
Tino Anand meets the Grinch.
Sumit Shetty says unearth नहीं अनर्थ हो रहा है यूनाइटेड में.
This
Agreed.
is when we are talking about unearthing players.
Yes. ARP says the summary of the live is अरे माँ चुदी पड़ी है.
Fair.
Puchka, not Panipuri, has also been very aggressive on Oil Money Group. Says, all I'm saying is for United to be in lower half of table at this stage is as good as being in relegation zone. Even if we are very low probability of relegation, hammer him out now. Hashtag Top Gear of Football, hashtag Bernard fan. Thank you so much. Yes, Puchka, not Panipuri. We are allies in this fight. And yeah, I think that's about it. This Bava is not here for a couple of weeks, it seems. So there's no point doing prediction league. We're just going to give him -4 for 2 until he shows up next. And yeah, that's about it. Smash a like, friends, before leaving, and please subscribe. We'll try while this Bava comes back. We'll try to get guests and all and do fun things. Sidepod should return hopefully. Fuck, what is the travel schedule of mine? But yeah, it will return. I'll have to carry streaming equips with me tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. I'm saying next week. Karenge. When will I be home again? Okay. Anyway, these are not problems for you all to know. Okay. Cool. Chalo. Thank you. It's been fun. I hope I have
Very.
read all the super chats. It does appear so. Okay. Thank you, friends. Take care and thank you for watching The 4.
The 4.
The 2 minimum goals that Barca will score tonight against Benfica. All right. Chalo. Goodbye.